On May 1st, 1977, 1,000 people hit the streets of Spokane. It was a simple idea. An easy street race through Spokane's springtime blooms. 50 years later, that simple idea has become a timeless tradition.
This is on the calendar every year. Basically can't miss it.
Year
A 6th annual Spokane Bloomsday Race.
after year,
Live coverage of the 1991 Bloomsday Road Run.
Doomsday Sunday, the 49th annual Bloomsday Race.
stride after stride. For half a century, the Lilac Bloomsday Run has marked the moment Spokane turns the corner. From winter to spring, elite runners chase records. The rest of us just chase the finish line. But we're all part of the same story. 50 years in the making. And today, as tens of thousands of people lace up, we take the first steps into the next 50.
And good morning. Where has 50 years gone? It's Spokane area showing off here. Live picture. Leslie nails the Bloomsday forecast. And for all of you here from out of town, welcome to our city and to this tradition that is unlike any other. Good morning. Welcome to team coverage. Bloomsday 2026. Good to be with you. I'm Sean Owsley.
And I'm Leslie Lowe. This is one of our favorite events of the year. We have, again, seen rain, snow, sleet, hail.
Not today.
Freezing cold temperatures, but not today. Today's absolutely stunning. We couldn't ask for better conditions for the 50th running. 50 years.
What stands out to you?
Over 50 years.
Yeah, I think the milestones for me and some of the elite close races at the end, and of course the t-shirt.
Always the t-shirt, because everybody's looking to see what the design's going to be, what the color's going to be, and some people have all 50 t-shirts.
All right, we have team coverage for you. We have virtually every area of this course covered with the live pictures for you. And look at that good-looking crew all the way across the board.
That is a nice crew.
We have Haley and Corey at Doomsday Hill. We have Morgan and Tori near Cemetery Hill. We have the sports crew right here near the starting line. We have Bradley as well on the starting line. Where do you want to start?
I think we're going to go right out to Sam Kalai and Justin because they're going to give us the lay of the land.
Also known as the A-Team. Great to see you this morning.
Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Hey, yeah, good morning. I mean, it's always quiet at the finish line, no runners until, well, they cross right here. But in the last 45 minutes or so, we've seen them set up that finish line, putting on the balloons, putting on the clock. We've seen it all.
And it's really cool because year after year we talk about how the more things change, the more they remain the same. We get to bump into people that we've seen throughout the years. And then we get to welcome a new wingman this year to our crew.
Guys, I'm excited to be here at the finish line. There's emotion here every year, right? You got the anticipation right now. Things building, like you said, pretty quiet, though. But once these runners start crossing, you know, the feelings of jubilation. And I think a lot of exhausted folks are also going to be coming across the finish line here. It's going to be fun to see.
And as our weather guy, you had, like, no worries about wearing layers. You're like, what are you guys doing?
Yeah, these two came out in jackets. And I said, what are we doing? The sun's going to be coming down on us. And sure enough, it just crossed over the shadows there, and we're starting to see some sunshine. It's going to be a beautiful day for race day.
That is a confident meteorologist right there. It's like, okay, he's given us the forecast, and now he's standing by it.
All right, and with that, we just did hear the official number of how many people registered, 43,670, Sean and Leslie.
Oh, wow.
43,000.
That's a big group, yeah. I think the all-time record was several years ago in the 90s, and it was above 60,000 registered, but 60,000 did not finish that
We've
year.
yet to see 60,000 cross the finish line. So we're working on it, though. We're working on it. The one thing that stood out to me at the finish line was Justin wearing the T-shirt. Just the shirt.
He's
no
not
jacket.
Playing. He's got his game face on.
He is ready to go. He is hardcore. He does know it's going to be 70s today, though.
Yeah. All right. Let's get you, though, walk you through what's happening here. As you can just heard the number that Kalai mentioned of registrants here for the Bloomsday race. They're divided into separate groups.
That's right. And they're all all by color. So color coded. The white group, which is the group with the wheelchair racers, starts at 8:30, and then the brown group with elite and corporate cup participants, they start around 9 o'clock.
The yellow and green group, start time anywhere from 9:05 to 9:20. The orange and blue group, anywhere from 9:25 to 10:15. The lilac group, 10:15 to 10:25. And the red group, they start around 10:30. And let's talk about the course itself. As you look at it here, of course, the start line, and then you go downhill there into the High Bridge Park area, Cemetery Hill.
That's the hardest.
Cemetery Hill.
Cemetery Hill is the hardest.
It's a long, slow grade.
Yes.
We've talked about that.
Yeah, I mean, everybody always says Doomsday Hill. Well, it's called Doomsday Hill, and it is tough. However, Cemetery Hill, you can make it past that. Doomsday's nothing.
Yeah, and then once you get Doomsday, you come up through West Central Spokane there, and then you turn onto Broadway, and you're on Broadway, which is a flat straight for quite a stretch there, but you can almost feel that final right turn, and when you turn on Monroe, you know you have made it.
You can anticipate it, right? And what I love most is you're finishing the race. It's everybody who's sitting along the sidelines to cheer you on. Everybody's outside. They're like in front of their houses. They've got their chairs set up. It's so fantastic because you just feel so motivated at that point.
That's why I love Bloomsday, because it's like a big community group hug.
Yes.
Everybody has everybody. Everybody's lifting everybody, inspiring everybody up, and everybody wants to know the forecast for today.
Well,
hit us with it, Leslie.
I think we've given you a couple hints. We saw Justin out there, Justin hanging out there in his T-shirt, and as he should be. It's going to warm up, and it's going to warm up quickly. So for today, for our racers, we are going to see those daytime highs pop into the upper 70s. That Bloomsday record was 81 degrees. So again, 78 degrees. That is our expected daytime high as racers get started this morning. We're talking about temperatures already into the 50s. So it's one of those mornings you layer up. If you get cold like I do, grab that old sweatshirt, the one that you can toss up into the trees there, because they come along, they collect those, and then they donate those sweatshirts. But look at the temperatures by 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock. We're talking about 60s. And like I said, Sean, we are headed into the upper 70s for daytime highs. It's going to be so nice as everybody wraps up the race. You just sit down, relax, enjoy maybe hanging out at Riverfront Park or one of our great patios to grab a cold drink or something to eat.
Yeah, I went to a local business for dinner last night, and people were supporting the local businesses.
Oh, yeah.
And this is really, this Hoop Fest, those are those transformative financial events for these businesses that they pinpoint on the calendar and they rely on. And I also love the Monroe Street as the finish line. For many of you that know the history of Bloomsday, and we still do have some perennials that run this race, the old finish line was before the renovation of River Park Square.
Yes.
You used to cut through. There used to be a movie theater there on the corner, basically right across from City Hall, and then they redid River Park Square, changed the finish line. Both were great. I remember, this is how far back I go. I remember going up to the second floor at River Park Square, and there was a shop where you went through the photos of the race.
Oh, I remember that.
And you found your time, and that got you near the section, and then you had to find your picture that way and get a printout.
And now you're scanning codes.
Yeah, codes and
We've
algorithms.
Come a long way. We've come a long way.
All right, well, we should have some fantastic races here with the elites. Let's head to the starting line, which is basically about, 7 feet to our right.
Yes,
and
just right over my shoulder here.
the SWX crew.
Yeah, well, Sean, hey, we are ready for some racing. It is going to be a great day. Beautiful day out here. The sun is shining on us, and the elite racers, of course, start at 8:30 with the wheelchairs. It should be an interesting elite field, and it's going to be a great day for some racing.
It's going to be awesome. Great weather, great turnout we've already seen. And we're talking about the elites who are going to be leading the way.
Yeah, Noah's starting us off with the wheelchair races. I'm excited to see that one.
Yeah, no, this one should be very competitive, especially since there are returning champions races in both the men's and women's wheelchair open divisions. So let's get right into it. Ermin Garrick and Wyatt Willen. Those are the two names you probably remember from last year's races. It was a photo finish last year, as both will be back to try and duke it out in last year's race. And in last year's women's open, Hannah Babalola beat Heather Sealover by just 2 seconds. So again, we were expecting tight races in both the men and women's divisions. In the men's division, it could be a first-time winner with Wyatt or Ermin looking to win his third Bloomsday in a row.
I have never three-peated. It's something really hard to do. As we know, in any sport, it's pretty challenging. So looking forward to it. It's going to be tough. It's definitely going to be tough. This year has been all over the place. So if I don't three-peat, I'll definitely learn something from it.
I just love coming out here. I just love competing with, especially Herman, such a great dude. So, we've been neck to neck, especially last year, coming down less than a second finish right at the end. So it'd be really cool.
So those two guys will be the favorite in the men's open division. Ermin in his 6th Bloomsday and Wyatt in his 3rd, but there's 3 other racers who will be right behind them. Jacob Allen, he placed 4th in 2024, and Philip Croft, the Spokane native, placed 2nd in 2023. The Spokane Valley native, Tyler Byers, will be racing, and get this, his 31st Bloomsday, and he placed 4th last year. In the women's division, the returning champ is Hannah Babalola. She will be the favorite, but she has only beaten Heather Sealover by 2 seconds last year. Veronica Gonzalez is racing in her 2nd Bloomsday and placed 4th in her 1st year in 2024. Jessica Bellefue, she will need to be faster than her time last year because 14-year-old Brooklyn Gossard, she actually beat her time last year in the junior division. So it should be a fun race, both the men's and women's wheelchairs. It's going to be fun. I'm going to be holding on for dear life. 40 miles an hour around those turns. I don't know if I'm ready for it yet, but I'll be holding on. As for the women's elite race, I think, AJ, you've got a lot to talk about there as well.
Yeah, I love that you get some returning champions to watch. That's not quite the situation for the women's elite race, but there's still plenty of great competitors to keep an eye out for. It seems like whether it's returners to this race or some newbies, the conversation always comes back to the difficulty of this course and how to prepare for it, right? Hannah Branch, she placed 9th in 2025 with a 41.05 finish, and as she gets ready for 2026, she explains what exactly makes preparation difficult for this race.
There's just no time for your legs to get in a rhythm. You're either going up, you're going down, or you're trying to catch somebody, or you're trying to, build a lead. And so that's just an experience you can't really get in practice, of just like feeling that fatigue that you feel here. But I feel like in preparation for things like marathons and other races, this is a great race to do that. And the field is always super deep. And so you never know what punch is going to be thrown, and you just got to be ready to take it.
So here's a few runners to look out for. Of course, there's more in this competitive of a race, but Betty Chepkwony, her first time in the U.S., they call her the Queen of Rome after winning the Rome Marathon in 2023. She's from Kenya. Emily Durgan placed 2nd in the USA Track and Field 10K Championships. Joylyn Chimitai had come in 7th for her previous 2 Bloomsdays. Maybe this year that changes. Then Hannah Branch, as we just heard from, returning after placing 9th. And then there's a local face to watch out for as well. Annika Esvelt is a Spokane native, a West Valley graduate, and she's currently a Whitworth grad student. And we have several former Eastern Washington Eagles, Idaho Vandals, you name it. There's a lot of people to keep an eye out for, and this one should be exciting.
Yeah, and just like AJ was talking about in the women's race on the elite side and the men's elites, no returning champions either. It is literally anybody's race to win. And last year, it was one man running away with the field. That was Patrick Kiprop, as he blew out the rest of the field, winning by 30 seconds. This year, though, race organizers are expecting a close finish, and a couple of elite runners who have ran this race before, Ruben Mosip and Reed Buchanan, have their eyes on first place.
For the first time, I did not know how the course it is, but now I know the course, how it is, and I might be going to win this race tomorrow.
I've always wanted to win it, and it's very hard to win races at this level. So, I'm going to give it my best, and we'll see.
Now, some runners to watch. Mosip will be in bib 101, Buchanan in bib 103. Also keep an eye on Simon Waithira. He took 4th place last year and will be wearing bib 102. A couple of zags in the men's elite field as well. Will Smith, the Lewis and Clark High School graduate, bib 108, and his fellow zag James Mora from Tacoma right next to him at 109. And just like AJ was talking about, we've also got Boise State Broncos, Washington State Cougars, Western Washington, representation all over the field. So Sean Leslie, whether it's the wheelchairs, the men's elite, the women's elite, it's going to be outstanding. Tens of thousands of people cross the finish line at Bloomsday, but only a couple can say they finished first.
I feel like we just got
true.
a complete education
Yes.
in the elite athletes. That RSF6 crew is the best.
They are. They've got everything covered. My favorite piece of the race, and tell me yours, my wheelchair racers. It's just emotional and overwhelming, and they defeat all odds, and it really is just fantastic to watch.
Back in my sports days, I'd be on the truck in front of the wheelchair athletes, and you just saw the grit and the determination, the perseverance and the fortitude to overcome battle. It is an incredible thing to see. We will have cameras in front of all of the elite divisions, wheelchair racers, men and women elite athletes there. And we want to pause really quick, and we just want to say a heartfelt thank you to all of you that supported our own Tim Adams, who has been on a really, really very, very serious health journey. We are happy to report that Tim and his friends, they're going to wheel him through the course today. Bloomsday is one of his favorites. Leslie, I know you've been in close communication with Tim and Dorothy, and to see all your support and you get one in the Team Tim shirts, thank you. Thank you from the bottom of our heart.
I mean, it means the world to us because Tim means the world to us. We are absolutely 100% family here. So to see his recovery has just been heartwarming. We love Dorothy. We loved him so much. So again, as Sean said, thank you so much to all of you for showing your support. For all of you out there wearing your Team Tim T-shirts today. All right, we're going to be watching for you for sure. Right now, though, we're going to head up to Doomsday Hill where Haley Gunther and Corey Howard are hanging out. We've been up there once or twice.
Or 3 times, and then back down. Hi,
yes.
Good morning.
Good morning, guys. It's a beautiful morning. I don't know what it's like in downtown Spokane. I imagine you still got the shades there, but we've got the sun just beating right down on us. A perfect morning here on top of Doomsday, which I don't know if you can see down here. It's mile 5. You get to the top of Doomsday, you're at mile 5, so you're on the home stretch there. But we heard you guys talking about Tim and his journey there, and Haley has been in close contact with Tim throughout this whole ordeal. You did a wonderful story on him earlier. Everyone's wanting to know the update.
He's doing good. I just spoke to him moments ago. He is up and he is feeling good. He is planning to come down here with friends and family who will be pushing him in his wheelchair all throughout the course. Tim has done 49 of the past 50 Bloomsdays, Corey. He only missed the first one because he was away at college, but even during his service to our country, he always scheduled to take leave to be back here to do Bloomsday. The event means the world to him, and of course, Tim means the world to all of us. So we will continue to check in with him throughout the day, but he says he feels good. He is so excited and just ready to be with the people in the community he loves so dearly.
And he's going to be surrounded by all those people there at the start of the line, wearing their Team Tim t-shirts.
We're wearing them. Yep.
Team Tim.
We love you, Tim. We hope he's watching.
Well, he's probably getting ready for the race.
Yeah, I'm sure he is.
We're up
feeling
here
good
on this daunting hill that is Doomsday. You get up to the top of it, you're halfway there.
Yeah.
A little over halfway there, but it feels like you still have a long ways to go. As Sean was saying there, you get to Broadway, you got that home stretch there. But really, Haley, I don't think there's a better spot for us to be this morning.
Oh,
just
no.
watching this sunrise over this river, over the TJ Menock Bridge there.
Yep.
Quite the sight to behold.
Absolutely gorgeous. We're seeing Spokane law enforcement throughout the area, just making sure everyone is safe, that the course is ready to go, and it's shaping up to be a good morning.
It's been fun, too, because we've been watching people just out on morning runs.
Yeah.
And it's like, you guys are doing this. You're not even part of the race. You're just going up and down the hill here, and you don't need to be doing that, but they are. You know, it's good training, I suppose.
Yep, that's the spirit.
That's the spirit. That's the spirit of Spokane today, is we're all going to be runners, Sean and Leslie.
All right, Corey and Haley at Doomsday Hill. Yeah, that's, it is a community event, and I think that's what's made it fantastic. And we are in the 50th running this year. I ran the 10th and 11th races. That's how long I've been around. Yeah.
That's a minute or two
Don't do the math, Leslie.
I was trying.
Do not do the math. I saw you trying to compute.
I was. I don't even remember what years. How do you even remember? I don't remember
because
what
it was
years
the
I did
10th
it.
anniversary.
Okay.
It was 86.
Okay.
And the T-shirt, one of the 2 years I did was lilac colored.
Oh,
which was
nice.
Awesome. I believe that was 86.
I think the one I have is orange.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, hey, if you have one, you have one.
I have one.
Right.
I have
there
one.
You go.
So that's a good thing. And all of you that are going to be out here today are going to have one too. And we're all excited to see what that's going to look like.
We are. All right. We're going to take you around to the rest of our teams littered across the course. Happy Bloomsday, everybody. Thanks for joining us for our special team coverage of Bloomsday, the 50th running. We're back in a minute.
Go Bloomies!
Sign says it all.
Yes, it does. It does.
That is right near the starting line. The sign you're seeing there is going to inspire you there at Monroe and Riverside. All right, look at the course as we have the great folks from the Spokane Police Department security making sure that we have a fantastic morning. Welcome back to our team coverage of Bloomsday, the 50th running. That is still a little hard to believe.
It really is. It is so hard to believe. You know,
you're only 25, Leslie.
I know we are only 25, and that's our story, and we're sticking to it, okay?
As hard as we can.
As hard as we can. You know, we got to take a minute to say a huge thank you to all the volunteers, because it takes so much to put on a race like this, and they were up through the night trying to put up the fencing. They've been up since early this morning trying to get everything locked down. You just talked about, our police force out and about. They've got their cars, they've got the dog. They're just making sure everything is safe and secure. So it takes a village.
It does, and the volunteers really the backbone of the Bloomsday race. What is happening at the start line? Well, people are starting to gather down there.
Yes,
obviously,
they are.
Obviously, they changed it to the staggered starts many years ago. We used to all just start as one.
Yeah,
and that was a zoo.
I do remember that.
All right, let's check in with Bradley Worry, continue our team coverage.
Yeah, hey guys, I'm here dancing at the start line. We are ready to talk and party here. Just a few moments ago, we raised that sign up right up there. You see it there, Bloomsday start, 50th anniversary, and you guys were talking about the volunteers. Of course, one volunteer that I have to highlight is my Uncle Bob, who's sitting right over there, buddy. I don't know if you can see him. He's in the start line prep meeting right now. My Uncle Bob has shot the gun off every single year at Bloomsday. It is a family tradition. Of course, everybody in our family knows Uncle Bob does it. He used to do it in a tuxedo, but he can't do it in a tuxedo anymore because he's part of helping set up that fencing that you were talking about. So Uncle Bob tells me the gun is good to go, which means you're going to be able to hear that boom across the city of downtown Spokane, signaling that it's time for your colored group to start and run the race. But we are seeing some of those runners start the warm-up process right here. We've got a few right in front of me, dancing, getting warmed up. But we are expecting, again, some, 50,000 plus people here in downtown Spokane. And buddy behind the camera, my friend, let's show everybody the streets empty at this moment in time. But as we all know, every single block here is going to be filled with a different running group. Of course, starting with those elite runners. I am no elite runner, but I was thinking maybe I help break in, christen the start line, if you will. So, buddy, let's warm it up. We're getting it ready. Here we go. This is what it's going to look like if you're at home. If you run under it, you see the start line, 50, and we're off, guys. Back over to you.
Off and running as Bradley normally is.
Only the energy of Bradley could give us a 40-yard dash out of the gate.
If we could only bottle that, right?
Yeah, I remember that
Harness
30 years
that.
ago, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Wait, we're only 25.
I'm sorry. I already deviated from the script. Let's go to Morgan and Tori near Cemetery Hill, which is really a challenging grade. Good morning.
The tough spot. Hi, guys.
Hey there, good morning. Nice to see you guys. Yeah, we want to show you actually what's going on behind us before we talk about being here on Cemetery Hill. If we can zoom in a little bit, you can see that there are volunteers. It looks like they're setting up one of the water stations that they have along the course of the race. This is about 2 miles into the race along Government Way, and you can see that we have police here obviously trying to close off the road. What's interesting, though, is this is a site we haven't had a camera at for a few years, so we haven't seen it from this perspective, and we've noticed that, Tori and I have noticed that a lot of people have been coming out of their neighborhoods here over by SFCC and trying to come this way on Government Way, not realizing that the road is closed.
And then they're having to turn around.
And then they're having to turn around. So it's kind of one of those mornings where it's like, oh, where do I go? Oh, here we are, Bloomsday. It's happening, right? But we do have police clearing the roadway here and volunteers setting everything up. And Tori, this is your first Bloomsday ever.
I'm excited, especially because the area that we're at for Cemetery Hill is apparently the first challenging part of the race, right?
Exactly. So about 2 miles in, it's this low-grade incline that we talk about, and we've had a camera here years past, but the service isn't super great, so that's why we've kind of strayed away. But we want to give you that perspective today, especially with the elite races, seeing that first challenge for our runners. Are you a runner by chance?
Not really, and
okay.
Walking up this was enough for me, but this really is, I think, the first challenge of the race because it's just a gradual incline.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I haven't seen Doomsday Hill yet. But
here's the thing. So my mom's a marathon runner. She runs Bloomsday every year, and I talked to her about this because everybody talks about Cemetery Hill being the sneaky climb. She agrees, but she thinks that Doomsday is actually more intimidating because you can fully see, oh, I'm about to go up this hill, and it ends at a certain point. Whereas Cemetery's a little sneaky. It kind of winds, and it is really beautiful out here. So hopefully 2 miles in, I mean, we walked it.
Yeah.
So people should be able to do it, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
And there is the aid stations here as well. There's bathrooms just in case you guys need that.
Yes. It's going to be a fun day.
What do you think?
What are you looking forward to most?
I think the wheelchairs.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be really cool to see.
Yeah. The strength is amazing out here. Yeah. We're excited to get things started. Sean and Leslie, we're going to send things back to you, but we'll keep you updated here on the road closure that is attempting to happen.
All right.
Attempted, that's what it is. They were talking about Doomsday Hill, and like my trick for going up Doomsday Hill, whether it's
Is to
running
go down it?
or is to go down,
Right.
or whether it's a bike or run. Yes, definitely turn around, go down. But just don't look up. If you just don't look, you just keep going, one foot right after the other, and then all of a sudden you're at the top and you're good.
I've always said, you know, and I do a little bit of running, and nothing like the elite athletes
Oh,
at
no,
all.
I'm
Way
not,
away
I'm
from
not
that.
doing it.
But you get so excited. The best advice: don't start your race too fast, because you would be trying to get your breath the rest of the course. Speaking from firsthand experience.
Same, done it. You've got to
Yeah.
pace yourself, but we're all so excited to get started. And this, you know, the gun goes off and we're off and running. Sometimes just a little too fast, so take it easy. Just take it slow. Slow roll.
Slow your roll. All right,
Slow
just
your
take
roll.
it easy. Well, when you talk about Bloomsday history, there are names like Craig Blanchett and Ann Audane that stand out, that are really in rare air on the competition here historically in the Bloomsday race.
Yes, and for more on that, we're going to head over to our good friend. We call him DP, but Dennis Patchen. He is here in the house, so to speak. Hi, Dennis.
Hello, it's an absolutely gorgeous day. It actually might be a little bit too hot for the elite runners, if you could believe that, but we'll have more on that coming up later on. You know, this race has been dominated, and I've had the honor and the privilege of being able to cover this race since 1984, and there has been some great winners, some great characters, and some great events. But nobody has dominated the able-bodied field like Ann Audane. The 7-time champion is back this year to start the 50th Bloomsday. I had a chance to visit with her right outside the statues in downtown Spokane earlier this week, and I asked her what Bloomsday means to her.
The crazy thing is, I said to my husband, who's here in Spokane for the first time, that as an athlete, you're so focused on competing that you really don't see the town. I mean, in some respects, you know, you go out for a jog, and we're out walking the trail this morning, and it's like I'm seeing a lot of stuff for the first time, because you're just so nervous and you're just focused and you're just ready to run. And so to come back and not have that competitive nervousness is just wonderful. And to be able to see, obviously, so many people that are so much a part of what this event is for the city and the Northwest, and for the running community as a whole.
We're standing here at the old finish line where the statues are, and it's a tradition. They put all the T-shirts up on the statues here. What's the feeling like when you look over there and you see statues that celebrate this race, that don't celebrate it one day, a weekend, a year, every day when people drive by, and we celebrate it with all the T-shirts?
I think what the most amazing thing that Don did right from the beginning, and obviously all the people that supported him, is that you've really made it a community event. And it's all about the health and fitness of a community. And when you do it that way, a lot of what I did in Boise was I cheated. I stole it from here, because it was the community spirit of getting all ages, shapes and sizes out to participate in a fitness event, which only enhances the health of a community. So I think that that's what makes it very special. And obviously I experienced many events around this country, and they're all special. But this is one that I think really focused on the overall health of a community. And so I think that's what makes this one unique.
When somebody says you're the Queen of Bloomsday, how do you take that? Because you are, okay? And it's no one's ever going to win this race 7 times if we run it for 500 years.
You know, I would consider, there's people who often say to my husband, just because of the world he worked in, you know, how poor Annie, how does she live with you? And my husband's comment back at them is, did you see how many times that she won? She's as mean as a snake. I was just very competitive, very well trained, and that's really it. I mean, I think it's just determination. You know your career's going to be over. You must take every opportunity when it comes along.
I'm sorry, I don't believe Ann Audane is as mean as a snake. She is just a lovely person. It's been fun to cover her in all 7 of those wins. And don't forget, you can have more with Ann by going to our website. Our full interview with her, swxlocalsports.com. Here's a fun fact for you, Sean and Leslie. She was the first athlete Nike signed that was a female track athlete.
Wow.
In all of the great athletes they have signed. Little history for you. They're always running in Nike here at Bloomsday.
That's impressive.
Dennis, I stay with us here for a second. I just want to say quickly, you know, it's been many years since she's competed here at Bloomsday, and you kind of, those are the names that are kind of in the back of your mind. But then when you mentioned that you were talking to her, it all comes back. That's rare air.
Yeah, it is. And I did ask her, is this her favorite race? And she wouldn't publicly admit it because there are so many races that she has won and had a good time. But she says this is something special, and this is a race that I'll always remember. And anytime they ask me to come back, and she's back here this year, she's coming.
And you know what? I'm with you, Dennis. I don't believe she's mean as a snake either. Tough, maybe. She might be tough.
Just don't run against her.
Yeah.
Just don't run against her.
Yeah. Maybe not mean as a snake, but I'm not crossing her.
I'm not gonna.
Mama didn't raise no fool.
Nope.
All right. We're
Thanks, Dennis.
going to take a break. Thanks so much for being with us. Hope you're having a fantastic morning, whether you're watching, whether you're running. Thanks for being with us. Our team coverage, Bloomsday, the 50th running, rolls on.
Such great shots over downtown Spokane, aren't they?
Trees are full.
Oh, so beautiful.
Balloons are out for the starting line, and I just want to highlight the musician there. That's not a track. We have a guy on drums in the studio.
Just playing.
Playing us in and out.
Yeah.
Right?
Is that Luke that's playing
I don't know,
back there?
but he needs some
Lucas?
Gatorade and a power bar. So just
fuel
him up.
Fuel him up. He's got a few more hours to play.
All right, let's head to the finish line with our morning crew, and spectacular day. You guys are right near the falls, which is literally one of the best vantage points of the entire course.
We got to make sure, Justin, do you have on sunscreen, my friend?
That's going to be the next step, Leslie. Right after this, I think the sunscreen is going to be going on because the sun has just popped out over the top of us, and you said it. You gave us the best spot right over the Monroe Street Bridge, looking over the falls. It is beautiful. By the way, you can see behind us that finish line is up. It's got the distinctive look it always has, but you'll notice a couple of 5-0s in it. It's a big one. 50th Bloomsday in Salmon Clyde. We are getting ready for the elite men, the elite women, and the elite wheelchair division.
Yeah, and the first people who are going to be coming down, it's those wheelchair racers. In fact, it's the men's wheelchair race that is the first to start and the first to finish.
Yeah, and remember, we're talking about Bloomsday celebrating 50 years this year, and the wheelchair division has been a part of this almost as long a time here, since 1982. I had a chance to talk to two of this year's wheelchair athletes. That's Tyler Byers and Isaiah Rigo. They both have different perspectives because they've been here for a differing amount of years. Isaiah Rigo has been racing since 2011. He's, in fact, won a championship here. He's won a Bloomsday. He's been racing since he was 12 at Bloomsday. And Tyler has been at it even longer. He has been going since 1992. And his first race, though, a little bit of an adventure. Have a listen.
My first Bloomsday shirt is the red one from 1988, and that wasn't in the wheelchair division. That was in the big pack. That's back when they had packs of 50,000 runners. So I got into that with my parents, who helped me push because I was only 5-6 years old at the time, and did something like 2 hours. I remember weaving through the crowds and masses of people, and organizers weren't too happy with that. But
happy to report, by the way, Tyler was able to go back a year or two later and ran officially with the wheelchair race. He was not in the scrum the next year.
Yeah, and Isaiah's experience was a little bit different, as Bloomsday has grown into an international phenomenon now for wheelchair racers.
But growing up, racing in high school, and then going to college and doing marathons, racing in Chicago, Boston, and then coming back to Bloomsday and doing the race here again, I see that the elite racers that do Boston and all the other marathons are coming here to Bloomsday to race this course. So over the years, it has grown internationally, I would say.
Pretty remarkable when you think about it. We know Bloomsday is like this international event. Think about this. Susanna Scaroni has competed in this Bloomsday. She has won Bloomsday. And by the way, she won the Boston Marathon last year. She's not back to defend her title this year. She's not back to race. She's got a pretty good reason. She's an expectant mother.
Ah, that's so exciting. Yeah, the personal stories are also so great. We've kind of flipped the script. We're looking down Monroe Street Bridge now, because when the racers, specifically the wheelchair racers, come down this hill, they go flying well past the finish line. Justin, I don't know if you know this, but you're going to need to run down there and catch the first finishers, because we're going to bring them back and you're going to interview them.
I'll be honest, I don't think I'm going to be catching them at all. They're going to have to come back to us because they cruise. I remember I've watched them go by at our KHQ studios. There's a little blip we can see the race where they go from downtown to Browns Edition. Yeah. It lasts a few seconds. They're gone so fast. They are absolutely moving when they get off that start line. It's incredible to see.
Of all the people here, he's the youngest and fittest. He's got to go chase them down.
Well, and I think, and Sean and Leslie, you know this, sometimes you just got to pull rank. You've been here long enough that we just had to put the new guy on it because, frankly, we just can't keep up. He's got the younger legs, and he doesn't know any better.
Already sweating, guys.
We know that. Yeah. We pull rank because we pull hamstrings.
Yes. we don't want to pull a hammy, so it's the kids that get to go do it. You go chase them this time.
That's right. Yeah, definitely youth on his side.
Thanks, you guys.
All right. Well, you run it because you want to be part of this this energy, this unique event where everybody's a collective and they come down and it's Bloomsday and you soak it in, you experience it. Fantastic race day weather. Thank you, Leslie.
And Mother Nature.
And Mother Nature. She wasn't testy this morning.
No.
And when you finish, you earn the shirt. You have to earn it. The only way you can get it is if you finish the race.
Yeah, that's right. We are talking about that iconic Race Day Bloomsday t-shirt out there, which is closely guarded until the unboxing. We're talking about the color. We're talking about the design. So many things that people are so excited to see.
Yeah, it's also an honor to be the person chosen to design. And Leslie, you spoke with the designer of the 25 shirt.
Hearing people talk about my design was crazy, and oh, it's a white shirt, it's a white shirt. But then I heard whispers of like, it's a foot, it's a foot. So it's funny, it's the way that people interpret it as a whole, whereas, you know, I'm looking at like the foliage and the shape of a footprint. So.
It's funny, it's kind of like the game telephone. So
yes.
Again, it starts here, but then it starts to trickle back. I do love that it's a footprint. I love how you kind of incorporated the blooms and everything, because it's very unique and very different from what we've seen in the past. Loved it. Leslie Douglas was saying that she looked to past T-shirts to see if she was like she was hoping not to reinvent the same wheel. So she was wanting to make it very different, very special. And I do love that because she's the Lilac Blooms, and it's just a white shirt. It's a footprint. Anyway, it's awesome, and it really is like the game telephone because everybody's looking to know what that shirt is like. So everybody who's past the finish line first, and then those in the back. I remember being in the back because I was in the back of the bus.
We all do.
The back of the bus. Anyway, what does the T-shirt look like? So you're watching for those race finishers to see what you're headed towards. So tell me about the inspirations for the design then for you.
So I wanted to do a play on the bloom part of Bloomsday. So I included lilacs, and I made it a lilac color as well. And I also, being a former cross-country runner, I wanted to incorporate the shoe design since everybody's shoe is going to be different that's running the race. And so I used that to incorporate the lilacs in there. And so it's like our own little Bloomsday footprint.
Oh, I wonder what color this year is going to be.
That's always the key question.
Yes.
And you rarely will ever hear me talk about myself, but I have no problem touting you and the hard work you put into your podcast.
Oh,
and I just want to say that you guys don't see, but from the minute she hits the door at work till the minute we're off the air at 6:30, at the end of the 6:30, she is working and doing interviews. And if you have not listened to the podcast, there's a lineup there. Go in. She invests. Leslie does it with passion and with heart, and I just wanted to take a quick second to recognize your hard work.
I really appreciate that, and I've loved it. It is definitely, it's just, it's a passion project. It really is, because I get an opportunity to talk to people in a longer form.
But you've also always had that innate skill to communicate with people and just have a conversation.
You know, I love the people.
All right. Speaking of our people, Bradley Warren is at the starting line, and I imagine he's joined by a cast of characters. Hi, buddy.
Hey, Sean, well, look at this. I'm in one of the pilot cars that's going to be leading the race. Of course, this is brought to you by our friends at downtown Findlay Toyota. I got to get out of this beautiful car right here. I'm trying not to do any damage, Sean, because I can't afford it right now. You know what I mean? Okay, I got my friend Carolyn here with me. Carolyn, it is a stunning truck for sure. Absolutely beautiful. I didn't break it, so I don't have to buy it right now. But talk to me about why it's so important that you guys as neighbors here in the downtown community felt like you needed to sponsor this event.
Yeah, thanks, Bradley. Well, we're so excited to be here. We're excited to give back and be a part of our community. Findlay Downtown Toyota is Spokane's #1 locally owned Toyota shop. And what that means, we're leaders in the community. And that means we get to help with Bloomsday. We get to help with Lilac Parade and Tom's Turkey Drive. And
yeah, and I know that the Lilac Parade is the next event that you'll be taking part in. Dave, thank you so much for this. I mean, I think you and I are going to work on a price, right?
Working on it, yes. Okay. Tundras, Tacomas, Raz.
Okay. Okay. I think I might take this one. Yeah. I didn't scratch it, so it's in good, perfect condition. But this one,
wrap on for you.
Well, I like the wrap. Get a good look at the wrap, celebrating 50 years right here. Yep. We're going to leave it right here. Of course, these are going to be seen throughout the next couple of hours, driving through the streets of Spokane. You ready for Bloomsday?
Yes, I am.
All right. Back to you, Sean.
Great stuff. And,
I love that. You know, I could see Bradley in that car.
Oh, yeah. I'm glad he stepped out and there was no damage done.
Yeah,
so,
that's
so
good.
we're off the liability hook.
That's a good thing. But I could see Bradley driving that car proudly down the street. Bloomsday, 50th anniversary.
And, they've really worked. They work each year. I mean, you think it's a month or two of planning. This is a planning event all year, and they're always looking at little tweaks, things they can do to improve the overall race. Obviously, the trucks that carry the photographers and our news crews in front of those elite racers to bring this to you. Our technology has transformed tremendously where we can basically throw on a backpack and it can send you a live signal at home to show you the race. It really takes you there. It takes you for a front row seat.
Even our technology sitting right here in front of the camera has changed so much, and it is just so, I don't even know how to describe it, but it certainly makes our job very easy.
I'm still trying to figure out how to log on to my phone.
Well,
do you log on to a phone?
Let me know when you figure that out.
Okay. There'll be a crash course for us older folks.
Yes. You just hand it to a 4-year-old. They'll figure it out.
He's like, oh, yeah. Boom,
there they go.
All right. I think we're going to take a break. Are we taking a break?
Are we taking a break?
We're taking a break?
We're taking a break.
Back in a minute. Good morning.
That means yes.
You know what I'm
noticing? Were you doing the whole
the clap?
Yeah.
All right, train's running. Bloomies are getting ready to run.
Yeah.
Sunshine is out. There's the old spaghetti factory. Carbo loaded last night, hopefully.
Oh, I hope so.
Right?
That sounds good right now.
You know what I'm noticing in the live pictures too? No layers. People are ready out in their running gear and they are good to go.
I mean, it's so beautiful out here today. This is perfect weather. It is going to be a little bit warm, though, especially for those elite runners, and for those who are, bringing up the back of the bus like I used to. I mean, it's later in the day as you're finishing. So that's why I keep saying hydrate well. Make sure you've got your sunscreen because it's going to be a warm one today.
Yeah, and whatever skill level you're at, if you're out here, just appreciate you supporting our city, my hometown where I was born. Love it. This is one of the traditions that is truly magical.
It really is magical. And I wasn't born here, but I've been here for a long time now.
And we love that.
Yeah, I mean, way longer than we've actually been alive. So
we're still 25.
We're 25. So, yeah. Over 25 years. Anyway, we're going to head out to Doomsday Hill to our good friends Haley and Corey. They're sitting up there. They're hanging out, and we're talking about Don Kardong, and he's kind of a big name with this race.
Oh, yeah.
He is a big name, Leslie. Sorry, I'm just limbering up, getting ready for the race here. Yeah, Don Kardong, I mean, this whole thing wouldn't be possible without him and this little idea he had 50 years ago. You know, I had the chance to sit down with Don a couple weeks ago, talk about the history of Bloomsday. You know, I asked him, are you ever getting tired of telling this story? And he just, no hesitation. No,
Not at
this is
all,
great.
no.
He loves the thing that he has created here. You know, he credits the entire success of it to the volunteers, the people that help put this on every single year. You know, we have a volunteer camp here at the top of Doomsday setting up right now. They're getting the water station ready. There were a couple people out for their morning run actually coming up Doomsday, and it was almost as if they were practicing their cheers.
Yeah, little dry run before the real deal coming up here shortly.
Yeah, a little dry run cheering on the people coming up Doomsday. But yeah, as far as Don goes, I mean, it was a very, very long interview, but here's just a little bit of what he had to say.
So as this gets bigger in 77, 78, 79, sort of you roll into the 80s, and it's growing and growing and growing, are you thinking, my gosh, what have we created here? Or this is great? Or are you just kind of, you're growing with it?
Well, mostly I thought it was great, but you know, the bigger issue is how do we manage this? Because you know, we couldn't go to another event and learn anything about how they had done it, because they were all scratching their heads too. And
so originally, you were going down Doomsday?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. I should.
That's much easier.
No, it's not. Well, that is, yeah, that part's easier. But then when you turn right at the bottom and go up the other hill, that's a very steep hill.
Oh.
And but we did that route for the first 3 years. Sometimes people, without explaining it, just sort of say, "Thank you, Don," you know, for Bloomsday. But yeah, it's great. I mean, you know, they're just really, there were some people that absolutely love the event. A lot of people really love it. And so to have them kind of recognize that and thank me, I accept that thanks on behalf of 5,000 volunteers, but yeah.
Very humble man there, but you know, wants to give the credit to other people who have helped put this on for so many years. And you know, if you want to watch that whole thing, again, it's about an hour long. It's on our YouTube channel. It's on our website. I also have a truncated, like 9-minute story put together on the history of this. Very nice of Don to sit down and share his stories with us.
We've got some cheers going on.
We got someone
Thought
coming
they were
up
cheering
the
for
hill
you
here.
for a minute. But
Yeah!
woo!
Getting warmed
Love
up.
it. That's a spirit.
There you go. So Sean and Leslie, you talk about the legends of this race, like Don Kardong. There's also a legend of the Vulture.
Yeah.
And we don't want to ruin the majesty here. We don't want to ruin the magic, but the Vulture is here. He is getting ready to get set up here. So
There you
top
go.
Doomsday, everything's happening. Everything's coming together, Sean and Leslie.
All right, and a great interview there, Corey, and I
Yes.
appreciate Don spending his time. I've known Don for many, many years, and you know, whether you see him in a professional capacity representing Bloomsday, or I've run into him on the trails out in the Bowl and Pitcher. Well, actually, I usually stepped aside so he can go,
Keep going.
by,
Yes.
and I'm just chugging, and I was like, "Hey, Don, hi, Sean," boom, gone.
Yeah, he really is a great guy, and he's done an amazing thing for this community by putting this race together, and now 50 years later, here we are.
Yeah, well, it's a legacy.
It is a legacy.
Yeah, and it's a deep something we're proud of here profoundly, and look forward to all of you coming down. And if you're running today, we just wish you a great race. The weather for you is going to be fantastic. It's incredible to me that the elite athletes, the elite runners, their finish time's about 35 minutes on this course. Let that sink in.
Yeah, I'm maybe a half a mile at that point.
Add an hour
Yes.
onto the time. All right, we're taking a break. We'll be right back.
On May 1st, 1977, 1,000 people hit the streets of Spokane. It was a simple idea. An easy street race through Spokane's springtime blooms. 50 years later, that simple idea has become a timeless tradition.
This is on the calendar every year. Basically can't miss it.
Year
The 6th annual Spokane Bloomsday Race.
after year,
Live coverage of the 1991 Bloomsday Road Run.
Bloomsday Sunday, the 49th annual Bloomsday Race.
stride after stride. For half a century, the Lilac Bloomsday Run has marked the moment Spokane turns the corner. From winter to spring, elite runners chase records. The rest of us just chase the finish line. But we're all part of the same story. 50 years in the making. And today, as tens of thousands of people lace up, we take the first steps into the next 50.
Oh, it's a beautiful morning here in early May, first Sunday in May. You know that means Bloomsday, and I want to say a special thanks to all of you joining us on SWX and watching us through our nonstop streaming. Wherever you're watching us from, wherever you're part of this broadcast, we appreciate it. Good morning to you. I'm Sean Allison.
Yeah, good morning to you, all of you here. And we've got some viewers in Ghana this morning, which is amazing.
They're watching on YouTube
yes,
right now.
they're watching on YouTube right now. So good morning to all of you. That's exciting. YouTube, I mean, what an amazing thing. I mean, you look at 50 years and the differences that we've got. We've got people who are able to watch us from that far away.
Bloomsday is truly global.
It is truly global.
Well, I imagine they might have some friends here that are competing
Yes.
or just interested in the race. Good morning to you. Hope you're having a great day. Thanks so much for watching our coverage and joining us. And Leslie, great to be with you for the first hour.
First hour, but you know what? This is where I step out and the great Dennis Patchen steps in and you guys do the commentary for the remainder of the race.
I feel like you guys need like a baton to toss, the 4x100
Well, I think Dennis
relay.
could really just toss me.
No, I won't let that happen. Yeah, Dennis doesn't scare us.
No, he does not. He does not. He's a big teddy bear. But I just want to say a huge congratulations to everybody who is running the race today. Have a good time. Enjoy. Hydrate, sunscreen, and take it all in. Life is so short. We just have to take those moments, and this is absolutely a beautiful day to do that.
Yeah, it's a great celebration of community, and it's inspiring to be around everybody. Before I let you go, real quick snapshot. Forecast.
A snapshot for the forecast. Well, you know, it's already warm out here. We've got temperatures into the 50s. So it's going to be on the warm side for the wheelchair racers, for those elite runners, for those of you who are actually bringing in the last color codes. There, it's going to be warm as well because it's a little bit later in the day. Daytime highs today, 78 degrees. Doesn't break the record of 81 degrees, but that's what it's going to feel like on the blacktop down here. So again, keep that in mind. Hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. There are bathroom stations along the way, so you're fine. You're good to go. Again, otherwise, you can see those start time temperatures. We've got mid-50s, low to mid-60s as we get things started. So all in all, we couldn't ask for better weather. We just could not ask for a better day for the 50th anniversary of Bloomsday.
All right, fantastic.
Yes.
Stage is set. The official first starting gun is a touch under 30 minutes away, and then we are off and running with the wheelchairs.
Is this where I take my crown off?
No, you're going to
hand it
forever.
over?
You have a perpetual crown around KHQ.
Is it thorns?
It can be a thorny one sometimes, but that's all right. Just flex your power.
That's right. There you go.
Right. Good to see you, my friend.
Yeah, you too,
All
my
right.
friend.
Have a good
fun,
rest of the
everybody.
day.
We'll see you later. I'm going to take this
All
off.
right.
And Dennis Patchen. Dennis?
Here comes Dennis. All right. There you go. Have a great day, Leslie. All right, here comes Dennis. And for all of you watching, we have our crews all over the course. Dennis is trying to figure out his headphones right now. It's a process. Sorry. Are you okay?
I've never done a live change on television before.
I'm sure you have.
Well, and this chair's like for Leslie.
Going to roll away?
Yeah,
There
so
we
I'm
go.
like way taller
Well,
than you are.
There you go. There, come on down there, Dennis.
Watch this.
There.
This is the live
Let's see.
television.
Magic of television. Leslie, don't forget your things down here.
There you go.
There we go. Just getting everything situated. That was the smoothest live transition you'll ever see on television.
Really? It was?
She wants to know if you need her lip gloss.
No, it's not my shade.
There
Thank you,
go.
though.
Doesn't match your shoes, though. Have a great day, Leslie. All right, thanks to all of you for watching. Dennis Patchen joining me now. And Dennis, good to be back with you. I know, how's that retirement thing working out?
It's
for
good.
You? Is it?
I get
then
to
what are
come
you
back.
doing here?
Well, no, I get to come back and do the fun things. I saw John Fritz, my old boss here. I always told him, I said, I retired from all the stuff I don't want to do anymore, but I still like to do the things that I do. And this is one of those things. In 1984 was my first race. I walked out of my house to get ready to go, and it was snowing.
Yes.
I shut the door and put different clothes on. I went to Bloomsday, and I said, I never want to do this again because it snowed.
Right.
And now I don't want it ever to end. So that's why I'm here. And I appreciate you guys asking me back to come back.
No, we love having you. I mean, you open seat anytime you want to come back. You're in the sweet spot because you're doing the things that you want to do, and we appreciate you. Your insight is second to none. Obviously, your historical knowledge of this event is top tier. We have our team coverage out there for you. We have crews all over the course. We have Sam, Kalai, and Justin at the finish line. They have you covered there. There's our SWX team, Austin, AJ, and Noah. Corey and Haley at Doomsday. Morgan and Tori, Cemetery Hill. Bradley at the starting line. Doesn't get any better than that. And we were talking about the change in technology where we can basically take you live all around the course and show you. We used to have stationary cameras, so you would only see one snippet as they went by.
One of the great new locations, our permanent site, is where Morgan and Tori are at Tombstone Hill, out by the cemeteries, where races have been won and lost at that point. I'm really excited to see how that goes out there.
All right, why don't we start there with Morgan and Tori?
Hey there. Yeah, Sean and Dennis, it is. That is exactly what it is. This is where really it's going to set the tone for the rest of the race. About 2 miles in here on Cemetery Hill. Tori and I have been out here all morning. If you can see behind us, let's zoom in a little bit because they're still having issues here with people coming down Government Way. And I guess this is something that happens every year. We talked with police a little bit earlier about it, didn't we, Tori?
The police were saying that they're thinking that they're coming out of the neighborhoods and coming down. And they said to just avoid this way, go an alternate route. They are working on getting those roads closed, but they can't close this road in particular until the semis that are setting up the water stations are out of the area.
Exactly. So this is kind of that intersection point Dennis and Sean can both talk to where you have SFCC up that way, and then we have Government Way all the way down here, Wistox and Government, and then there's these apartments and neighborhoods around that area, and apparently this is an issue every year. So police say basically they work from the water stations back, but they have been just turning people around, and obviously we have, as you just mentioned, races starting in under 30 minutes now, so we're hoping this will get cleared up. But you know, this is a really special year, Tori. First of all, this is your first Bloomsday. And then this happens to be the 50th Bloomsday. So if you're watching from home, you're from this area, this is something that's part of your everyday life. It's that signal that spring is in Spokane. And we actually spoke with someone who's run a ton of these races. We have a lot of perennials. Heidi Miley spoke to an 88-year-old man who probably could challenge most of us in this race.
Well, hey, everybody. I want to introduce you to my new running buddy, Tadahiko. He's in much better running shape than me, but he took me out and gave me a few pointers.
Tadahiko Hasib has run 23 major marathons and 48 Bloomsdays, but at age 80, doctors found his knee was bone on bone.
My knee buckled on me. Last 5 or 6 years, I have been receiving knee injections every 6 months. And I also have had radiation therapy.
But even with his diagnosis, he found he couldn't leave running behind. And he tells us his secret for training 5 times a week.
Stubbornness. And I have more than 100 excuses to not run. So, you know, you get tired of listening to yourself. So before I think of anything else, I put my running shoes on.
Okay, Tadahiko, how did I do?
Beautifully. Yeah, Millwood is the best place to be running.
Yes, it is. Yeah. And what is your advice to the people who want to get started?
Put your running shoes on and shut up and go out and start running.
All right. Well, with my new running buddy, I'm Heidi Miley, NonStop Local in Millwood.
Thank you.
Can you wait for a second? Yeah.
Heidi, thank you. We are now here.
We gotta talk to one of our friendly police officers over here. What's your name?
Murphy, Officer Murphy.
Officer Murphy. Tell us about what you're doing here. This took a while.
It did take a while. It happens every year, but I don't know.
People are coming out of the neighborhoods, but you guys kind of have to work backwards, right, to shut down the road?
Yeah, we're just trying to make sure the volunteers are safe. That's our number one priority. But
well, what's something you want everybody to know at home today if they're coming down to Bloomsday?
Stay safe.
Yeah.
And just have fun.
Okay.
We only get to do this once a year, so enjoy
true.
yourself.
All right. Well, thank you for all the work you do. We appreciate you. Okay. We're gonna get everything clear now. It sounds like we're finally getting the road shut down. We just wanted to make that a mention. But Tori, this is your first Bloomsday.
Yes.
Dennis and Sean are listening. They're the historians when it comes to this. But I want you to tell them what are you most looking forward to, or what have you heard about the most when it comes to Bloomsday?
I've heard the most about the wheelchairs, and we're going to see that soon. I'm excited for that, but I do want to give some love to the walkers. I mean, I'm a walker myself. I like to walk a lot, so I mean, to be able to just get up and move is really a blessing every day. And
that goes back to Heidi's story, right? 88 years old, and he just said, "Put your running shoes on, and you have no excuse. Just get out there and do it." Sean, Dennis, we're going to send things back to you guys. Do you have your running shoes on today?
Well, I did go for a run yesterday, but today we're just locked down at work. I love that. It's a great perspective. Morgan, you've seen this race. You've been covering this race. Then Tori has a brand new perspective on it. That's what's great about this. Doesn't matter if you've done it for 40 years or it's your first year. I think that's the magic of Bloomsday, Dennis.
It is, and it will grab you. And I just want to check, and you got your Nikes on, so you could run if you had to. I mean, if somebody was chasing you.
Why are you putting me on the spot, DP?
No. If you had to, I got my Sperry's on, so I'm not doing any running today. So.
I'll race you in at 20.
I'm not racing anybody anymore. Remember those things I don't want to do anymore? Run is one of them.
So retirement Dennis 101 here. What are we doing? All right. We are about 17 minutes away from the start of the wheelchair race, and then we are officially underway for the 50th running. Your first was 1984 in the snow.
Yeah.
50th running. What does that mean to you?
Well, first of all, it means that the people, starting with Don Kardong and all the people who have been running this, Sylvia Quinn, who did it for a lot of years, and John Neal did it for a lot of years, have run this race right, because things just don't last for 50 years anymore. You can look at all the runs across the country. Remember Beta Breakers when we were covering this in our early years?
Sure.
That was a huge event. Not so much anymore. There are others that have just completely gone away. The Anna Danes race in Boise, it doesn't exist anymore. They've figured it out, but it's not only they've figured it out, the city has embraced this, and the city says every year, we want to do this. And I love the line, it's the right of spring. It's the right. Spring is here. Bloomsday is here. Let's do it.
And everybody that comes down here is just in a fantastic mood, especially on a day like this. And if you get down and you're finishing them on roads, take a minute and soak in the river down there and the falls. It's spectacular. Let's head down to the finish line with Kalai, Sam, and Justin. Good morning again.
And good morning. What's awesome about this is that so many different people finish at different times. My slowest time ever, for the record, was 3 hours, 1 minute. What about you?
That's pretty good. I ran for the first time last year. Did not get slower than you, but I was at a lightning quick 14-plus minute mile. So, room for improvement this year. But I quickly learned it was more of a social event, right, which is my way of saying that was my excuse to start walking, is when I could start talking to people.
And I ran a 4. Forever. Hey, so let's give you some perspective. First ever Bloomsday, 1977. The men's top finish at the time, of course, the record 38 minutes 26 seconds. The record now 34 minutes 8 seconds. That's the best elite time ever. So they shaved off about 4.5 minutes. For the women's race, to see how far this has come, 53 minutes 26 seconds for the first year. 38 minutes 2 seconds. Now the fastest ever among women.
And I got to show you this. This is a mug that anybody who finishes before that fastest time back in 1977, you'll get a mug. So any woman running it faster than 53.26, any man running it faster than 38.26 this year is going to get one of these.
And I love what it says. I would have won Bloomsday.
I love it.
So basically, I got to go put this back in the box where it belongs, because none of us deserve this thing.
Sorry, Kalai.
You can shave a good 2 hours off your time, I think, there, Kalai. You got a shot at it.
Yeah, sorry, this mug's not for you.
All right, great stuff. Appreciate it. That's cool. That's a cool mug. That's going to be a souvenir someday.
Yeah, you won't find that at Goodwill.
No,
people are going to hang on to those.
Yeah, there are people, and I know a lot of you that have participated over the years. You have every single shirt from every race, and they store them, and then they bring them out, and they set them up and have people over to gather.
That's one of the cool traditions they do at Bloomsday with the runner statues down by the old finish line. They put shirts on them, so it's just a great event. And I neglected one other thing. This race also has gone off without a hitch because of all the volunteer people who are here manning the water stations, doing all of that. If we didn't have those people, we would not be running this.
And they take it so personally.
They do.
Their each individual role as a collective, that's really the backbone of Bloomsday. We're going to take a break. Thanks for joining us on our special race day coverage. And welcome back to our race day coverage, Bloomsday 2026, the 50th running. The streets are filling up, the trees are full, everything's blooming. It's a fantastic vibe this morning. Sean Alsey and Dennis Patchen holding down the starting line with our team all over the course.
My favorite picture of Bloomsday.
What's that?
Is the high shot with the people all running towards you, the video, the masses.
Sea of people.
It's just that's what this race is about. The people of Spokane, the surrounding area coming together and doing this because that's what we do here in Spokane.
That's what we do, and we do it second to none. I love that whether you're an elite runner, you're a wheelchair athlete, you push a stroller, that it's a common denominator that everybody can participate, I think, is really the gel and the glue that holds it together.
Think about it. You can line up with some of the great runners in the history of all time. You can't go to the kennel and play a game against Gonzaga. You can't put a helmet on and go down in Pullman and play the Cougars. You can't lace up the skates and go play the Spokane Chiefs. You can't do that. You could get in this field if you were trained. I mean, if you got and you take off and you got a shot to win. Yeah. Well, you got no shot to win, but I mean, you know what I'm saying. You got a shot to win.
I appreciate the confidence.
No, not you. Nobody has a shot to win. No, not you. Not just, but the average person who lines up out here.
And really, the goal is to finish. Whether you run, whether you walk, whether you crawl, and speaking of crawl, there is something unusual happening. Let's take you to Corey and Haley for that at Doomsday Hill.
Oh, it is gorgeous out here. The sun is shining. Corey's dancing. So, two good things on this Bloomsday Sunday.
It's a party atmosphere up here on top of Doomsday now. We've got Michael Jackson blaring in the background. We're hearing Cyndi Lauper down the hill. Everyone's getting pumped up for this race. But, we're at the top of what is the most famously challenging part of the course. Again, we've talked about Cemetery Hill being deceptively hard, but Doomsday Hill is the daunting one that you're looking at. But you talked to a guy who is going to be crawling, not just up Doomsday, the whole course.
Yeah, let's meet him. Yeah, I'm here on this iconic stretch of Broadway. Reaching this point can be quite the point of relief for Bloomies, knowing the finish line is right around the corner. But for one athlete prepping for that big day, he says being here, seeing this, is about so much more than a race. So much goes into Bloomsday prep. There's nutrition.
All the electrolytes, all the water, everything I need to kind of keep going.
Conditioning.
I've been training for over a year.
And of course, the gear.
I tape and I wrap my hands, and then I wear gloves.
You heard that right.
Yeah, it happens fast.
Gloves.
I've gone through probably 9 or 10 pairs of gloves in the last year.
Because Brenton Sconce isn't just hoping to run or even walk Bloomsday.
I'll bear crawl the whole thing, 7.46 miles.
Why a bear crawl? Of all the things you could do, why that?
Because the bear crawl is probably the hardest physical feat that you can do. And at a long distance like that, it just shows we recover and we can do hard things.
Something Brenton
There came a point where it really hit rock bottom.
knows all too well.
I became very much an isolationist drinker, where it was as long as I was alone, I was drinking. Over the course of 2 years, it ramped up to where I was having massive panic attacks. I was going to the ER for what I thought were heart attacks.
But he says it was addiction, consuming his life.
I just knew if I keep going down this road, I'm going to lose everything. I'm going to lose my family and everything I love and care about.
He checked into rehab, went through detox. He was sober and desperate to stay that way.
Through that inpatient stay is when I got offered a scholarship to do their aftercare, and that's really where the transformation took place. And so I was able to do 12 weeks of intensive outpatient and then another 90 days of outpatient care.
That aftercare and the scholarship to cover it helped save his life.
You learn coping skills, you learn healthy habits, you learn the neurology behind addiction. Like, why are you behaving the way you behave?
Brenton's Bloomsday time may not exactly break records.
I'm tracking to finish in somewhere between 8 to 10 hours.
But that's not what matters.
The purpose behind all this is so deep. I think that alone will propel me, and I'll be just fine.
He wants others to get that same help, to also find the strength they may not even know is in them. Because whether it's recovery from addiction,
It quickly became actually a really beautiful metaphor for recovery.
or just trying to achieve a goal, as the saying goes, you have to learn to crawl.
The recovery journey is, for a lot of people, it's very slow, it's very low, it's humbling, it's very difficult.
Before you can walk.
We can do amazing things on this side of recovery.
Haley Gunther, NonStop Local. It was so cool to get to meet him and what he's really working to do, Corey, in addition to finishing the race, of course, is to try to raise both funds and awareness for those programs that he say were really so critical to his recovery. We checked in with him. He has picked up his packet, went to the trade show, I believe, yesterday, and he's got multiple pairs of gloves. He's going to need them.
I'm excited to hear how that all shakes out, because I don't imagine he'll finish within the constraints of when the course shuts down, but he's still going to go. He's going to keep going.
He said he's on track to finish in about 8 to 10 hours. So just ouch, but so inspiring.
Yeah.
And he's an incredible guy. So
I'm gonna be thinking about him when I'm running up this hill a little bit later and saying, it's not so bad.
Absolutely. Yeah. It is just gorgeous here on Doomsday. Lots of sunshine and blue sky. We'll send it back to you guys.
All right, great story. What a story of perseverance, and I appreciate him talking to us and really just kind of putting it out there. He went right at his addiction, and he turned it into something positive. But bear crawling for 8 hours, that seems grueling.
That's wow.
You've been looking at me the whole time
well,
that story was
here's
running.
my thing is my back hurts just thinking about him doing that right now. Yeah. That is wow.
Yeah, and the gloves and the tape and wow, that's incredible. Unique stories, they dominate Bloomsday.
Right. Wow. I just, it's, and we wish him the best. And hopefully, I know that the course closes, but hopefully there's a T-shirt waiting for him.
Yeah, I think he should get more than a T-shirt.
Well, sure. Yeah.
All right. We are now in the final stages before Bloomsday 2026 officially kicks off. Live pictures for you. The countdown is now imminent to the wheelchairs and the first starting gun. Sean Owsley and Dennis Patchen with you. And Dennis, it's almost time.
It is. Get ready. Strap in. Bloomsday 2026. The race to the T-shirt is next.
I ran it in 86, 87.
Yeah, I'll tell you a story about the 85 race with Paul Davies Hale next year. Nope, not Doomsday Hill.
Nope. All right, the Sky View here, KHQ Sky View, NonStop Local.
We're going to correct you. It's not Doomsday Hill, because if they did, that means they had moved it to the start line, and I don't think anybody wants to start on Doomsday, do you?
Okay.
The other thing is, and I don't know if people, I've mentioned this before, but I don't know if people know, this, the first couple years, we used to go the other direction. We ran down Doomsday and up Riverside.
That sounds like a much better deal. And hang on, our control room was telling us something that they want us to relate to. What was that, guys?
Oh.
Okay, there's an obstruction on the course, we're told. They're pausing the start of the race for a second. That is all we know. We'll just kind of follow their lead and police are on the course. So we'll keep a close eye on that, but should get that hopefully fixed and then kick off the race.
Think about the logistics of this. It's a 7.5-mile course. You got to block off every intersection.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that people out near the cemetery, out near the college, are looking around going, well, there's nobody out here. The race hasn't started yet. I can still get out here. They can't start this race until they're given the clearance by the police department that the course is 100% completely clear. Because imagine if we started this race and all of a sudden there was a car out there and everybody had to run around the car.
Yeah, no, they're well in communication all the way throughout the course. The volunteers, the security, the police department, we appreciate all of their efforts. But we are imminent here to start Bloomsday. You can see wheelchair athletes, they're at the ready.
Yeah, they are. This is the first. And here's the anticipation. As an elite athlete, you time yourself to get ready to go at a certain point in time, and now you're in that mode, in that game, and now we've got the course clear, but that didn't take as long as we thought. But I think that's the first time we've ever held this race. We've never done that before.
No, I haven't. I don't remember that in any of the years past. Let's take you back to that live picture of the start, and we're going to listen in as they are getting ready to launch Bloomsday 2026.
Okay, we're still in a hold right now. They moved them up to the starting line, but we're still in a hold. Our Noah Schmick is in the back of the media truck, and remember the first mile of this race pretty easy for all athletes, wheelchair, able-bodied runners, pretty flat until we get to the top and we go down Riverside, and that's where things get really exciting for these wheelchair athletes. We've had the radar gun at 45 miles an hour at the bottom of the hill. One year, Craig Blanchette, the great runner, went up on two wheels going around that corner. So.
All right, we're told they are now cleared to start. Let's listen in, and we'll just let you hear it for yourself.
Sounds like 1 minute. Yeah.
Start is delayed. Now they're good to go. And
30 seconds. It sounds like we're less than a minute to go down here. There we go. Schmick is in the back of that one. You can see him there as we are underway. This was a great race last year between Herman Garrick and Wyatt Willand. They were drag racing down Monroe. And the women's wheelchair starting in a minute. And we'll check in with Noah here shortly. As there you see the field, just trying to get underway, just trying to loosen up, trying to figure out where everybody's going to stack in, and there is drafting in this sport, Sean.
Yeah, and do you learn from the ones that come before you? We just saw Craig Blanchette. He said good morning to us, obviously a Bloomsday legend. Saul Mendoza, I covered him in front on the truck for many years, and they basically take off down here, accelerate. You see a lot there. The women's wheelchair athlete now officially underway, but you start to see separation pretty early on in the wheelchair division.
You will. The field isn't as deep as it has been in past years. Hannah Babaloa is out front, and she should dominate this race. There really isn't there. I think let's check in with Noah and see what he's got going on.
Yeah, guys, we are just approaching Sprague and Cedar as we start to get out here onto Sprague, coming from obviously the start of the race, as we've got a few guys out front here. When we talk about the wheelchair racers, of course, 24 racers in total, 6 Paralympians, 5 nations, and 8 states. That is where all of these folks come from. Of course, this division, it started back in 1982. And the fastest times back 25 minutes and 24 seconds for the men. For the women, 29 minutes and 58 seconds. Of course, the favorite will be Ermin Garrick. He has won 2 in a row, and he is looking to three-peat here in the men's open division. Of course, he will be followed by the second favorite. That'll be Wyatt Willand from University of Arizona. But here we are going down Sprague Avenue, starting to head towards Riverside and head towards mile marker number 1. But here are the wheelchair racers coming around into the corner as we hit Riverside, going into Riverside and Oak intersection. And as you can see, it is a lot of upper body strength from these wheelchair racers. It is all about upper body strength, the push motion. They actually have little rings on the sides of their wheels and little plastic covers that helps them propel themselves along. It's all about a push motion, a little flick motion with their wrists and their hands. And I'll tell you what, these guys can go up to about 20, 30, even 40 miles an hour, especially going downhill, which is about what we're about starting to do here on Riverside Avenue.
Racers here, we've had staggered guns.
You've seen something interesting here as you see the map of the wheelchair, the map of the course where they are. They're still up on Broadway before they make the turn. Or excuse me, I should say still on Riverside before they get to the peak. You saw the leaders, and that's Wyatt Whelan and Herman Garrick. They're changing spots. It's like a bike race. Yeah. Some's taking the lead, some tucking in for second place. I don't think we're going to have a course record here today because there looks to be more chess gamesmanship here early on in this wheelchair race. Like, I'm not going to lead this whole race for you to pass me with a mile to go. Exactly.
Yeah, all right. Well, that turn onto Government Way, that's where we start to see real separation. And a lot of the years, whatever division it is, the race can be won or lost on Cemetery Hill there before they make that turn to Spokane Falls Community College.
And we're headed down the hill now.
Yeah, they are moving.
This is where if you're in that media truck, you're hanging on for dear life, going 45 miles an hour in the back of a pickup truck, and you try to get away from the distance. And there you see, Garrick has separated himself a little bit from the rest of that field. It was a 3-man pack. Wyatt Whelan was the second guy in there. I don't know who the third person was. I'm going to guess it's Jacob Allen, who's in his third Bloomsday. Noah had that for us, but yeah, they're going faster than it looks.
Yeah, it is really hard to understand the acceleration through there as they're now coming towards Government Way there. Garrick, we had an interview with him earlier here on the broadcast, and he had a great race obviously last year, and he said he's really looking forward to coming back and defending this year.
And it's such a big change. This is the biggest change on the course. You go from a straight downhill into a straight uphill. There's no place on the course that you go from two extremes like that. You don't do that at Doomsday because you've got the flat. Yeah, exactly. And Noah's got more for us as this field is kind of holding together.
Yeah, well, right now it was Fidel Aguilar who was out front, and then it was followed by Philip Croft and Jacob Allen. So right now those are the three guys that are in front right now, and they're coming up towards Government Way off of Riverside. This is the very first uphill kind of stretch that you get to see, and then they get to Government Way. It'll be downhill all the way until they get to the Cemetery Hill, and then that'll be an uphill going up towards mile marker number 3. But here they are. They have passed mile marker number 1. They're heading towards mile marker number 2, and it looks like out here in front it is Jacob Allen, and it is, Philip Croft, or Jacob Allen, and then Edwin is in second, and then behind them is Philip Croft. So right now, Jacob Allen is in first place, Edwin Figueroa in second place, and then Philip Croft in third place as we are just about to take the turn. As you can see, it is an uphill climb all the way here until we get to Government Way, the Riverside and Government Way intersection. Jacob Allen right now, though, out in front with a dominating lead. Thank you.
All right, Noah Schmick there covering the elite men's wheelchair race. And what stands out to you? There's obviously some strategy here. We talked about sticking to that 3-person pack at the beginning, but we're starting to see separation. What are you watching for here, Dennis?
I'm watching him pull away, Whelan pull away from Garrick, and look at the distance now here. He has made a huge move here. And what you want to do is at the bottom of the Doomsday Hill, if there's 2 of you together, you want to work going up the hill. But if you're going up Doomsday and you've got this much separation, you really if you can put the hammer down, you can put the hammer down. And if you've got that kind of lead at the top of the hill, you're going to win this race.
All right, we will be right back. Thanks so much for watching here on SWX and our streaming platforms. Bloomsday 2026 now officially underway. All right, live picture for you. Cemetery Hill, the wheelchair division in full swing and speed for Bloomsday 2026. We saw a close pack of about 3 coming down Riverside, but then we've seen change and a little bit of pull away in first.
Yeah, Jacob Allen, who is a part of that University of Arizona wheelchair program, one of the best in the nation. Suzanne Scaroni, who grew up in Tico, is part of the other one at the University of Illinois. But he's an alumni of that program. He's 23 years old. This is his 3rd Bloomsday, and maybe is it his time. We thought it would be Wyatt Whelan. We thought it would be Herman Garrick. But this young man has kind of dominated this in the last mile and a half, and you see his rhythm. That's the most important thing, Sean, when you're watching a wheelchair athlete, the rhythm as they go, as they're going down the course.
Let me ask you this question, Dennis, just to your thoughts, your insight. This is a strategic decision to kind of put it out there at the start of the race, the early part of the race, to get that lead. 45 seconds away from the women's elite start, but when you have a strategy like that, you have to be able to maintain.
Exactly. And here's the thing is we don't know enough about Allen. Is he a great climber? Is he not a great climber? We know Herman Garrick is a great climber. If he doesn't think he can climb with him, then he's going to try and break this race open a little quicker. Now, I will tell you, watching him go up Tombstone Hill, he looks like he could climb a little bit. So if he's not confident in his climb against Garrick, he's trying to put as much space in between him and the rest of the field.
All right, let's take you down the elite women's field about to get underway. Let's listen in. All right, the staggered starts continue with the elite field there. You expect to see them in the finish line, I don't know, 38 to 40 minutes from now, Dennis. That's just a blur.
It is amazing how well these athletes can cover this course. And it's not, you see some road races, Boston Marathon is a very flat course. There are other flat courses. This isn't. There are two major hills on this. There's a major downhill on this course. You're running for a long period of time. Your mind can wander when you go down Broadway. That's such a long single space. This is such a great race because of all the conditions. If you're a climber, you've got a chance. If you're a sprinter, you got a chance. If you're a good downhiller, you got a chance.
And you mentioned the conditions. I just checked. We're roughly about 60 degrees right now. So that's not too warm for them. This is pretty good right now.
Right.
Probably by the time they finish, we're up another 2 degrees, so I think it's pretty good weather for them.
Yeah, it's probably, if you asked them and they were honest with you, it's probably 3 or 4 degrees too hot.
Warm? Okay.
But what you're trying to do is you're trying to limit your water intake because you don't want to slow down and stop and do that. I asked John Sinclair a long time ago, 2-time men's winner, the last U.S. man to win this, and I asked him, I said, what's the perfect temperature for everybody, walkers to elites? He goes, there isn't one. The elites wanted a little cooler. The walkers wanted about 10 degrees warmer. But we are about in the sweet spot of this weather for everybody here today.
Yeah, and look at the setting. With the live picture, look at the setting. We're showing off right now here in Spokane. It is fantastic sunshine, basking on the elite field there. I think we want to check in with AJ right now, who has one of the best seats in the house. AJ. All right, obviously we'll check back with AJ when we can reestablish a connection there. But Dennis, look, you have a pack here, and this is the downhill. And this is where we usually see, the elite of the elites in a little pack together, kind of gauging each other. It's about strategy. It's watching your competitor, and then it's adapting to that in real time.
It's the first mile of this race is always just kind of checking things out. Who is with me? Who do I have to worry about? Because those runners know who has the kick. Those runners know who's good downhill. Is there somebody in this field I don't know? Do I have to pay attention to them if they decide that they're going to go out quickly here in this race? You're just trying to get into that rhythm, Sean, of whatever you're trying to run, whatever you're trying to run in your mile splits, because that's what these athletes are looking at as mile splits. As you see them go by a mile sign, they'll look down at their watch as they're running just to make sure that they're on that mile split. And we're going to try to go back to AJ one more time, who's got this field. And we very easily could have a women's winner from the United States, Sean, for the first time in a long time. AJ?
All right, obviously having some trouble with AJ, but the picture still holds as you look at the course on the right of your screen and then the elite field on the left of your screen. This is the plan of attack. Obviously, Cemetery Hill, long, slow, uphill grade. You have to pick your spot there. What we've seen in the last recent years past, Dennis, is you start to get an idea who's really going to be in contention right around TJ Menock Bridge.
Yeah. The first real move on this course can be at Tombstone Hill at the bottom of that first uphill. We've seen men make that more than we've seen women make that for whatever reason. And then the flat, I think, before as you turn the corner, as you head to the college, before you go down to Doomsday, is a place that people like to go. Noah Schmick is with the men's wheelchair, and this is where the race is going to be won. For this young man is going up Doomsday Hill, Jacob Allen. Noah?
Yeah, no, Dennis, you were completely right. As Jacob Allen has completely separated himself from the pack, I'm actually looking over towards TJ Menock Bridge as you come down the hill. there is no other racers who have even came down the hill yet. So Jacob Allen is all by himself. By mile marker 4, which was 15 minutes into the race, that's what his time was at mile marker 4, 15 flat. So Jacob Allen, he is making up really good time. And, of course, as we're going up Doomsday Hill here, it's all about trying to keep that pace, keep that rhythm going, because you really can't stop. You can't lose your momentum going up Doomsday Hill. And for Jacob Allen, I mean, he's from Kingwood, Texas, 25 years old, in his third Bloomsday. He's placed 4th in 2022 and 2024, and he's the University of Arizona track and road racing alumni. I mean, he has really just blown away this group of racers, and still, over on TJ Meanock Bridge, I do not see any wheelchair racers. So Jacob Allen has really separated himself here in the men's open wheelchair division.
All right, and Noah there, and really a field of one right now out in front. And here's what's standing out to me, Dennis. We talked about this. As you look at a live picture of the top of Doomsday Hill, you should see him cresting over the horizon there in a second. Maintaining that distance lead from Cemetery to now almost the top of Doomsday. At that some point, you got to say he's formidable to potentially win.
Yeah, I mean, we can't even see where the next competitor is. And while he's not going up Doomsday as fast as he went up Tombstone, and that may be laboring, or that may be, is starting to take a little bit out of him. But unless something crazy happens, because we can't even see anybody on the course. If we could get our camera just to tilt up just a tad. We did show you the great blue sky there for a moment.
Blue sky smiling at me.
It is absolutely perfect, a blue sky. But, I mean, we can't even see the next competitor.
Yeah,
I think we can
right
down at the bottom.
Yeah.
I think Allen, unless he has a problem or unless he just can't maintain his speed on the flat, he may have won this race. We'll see.
Well,
he's laboring a lot more than he did early on, especially even at the bottom of the hill.
Right, but the two hardest parts of this course are complete now for him. Cemetery and Doomsday are now in his rear view. So it's another 2+ miles to victory, and the distance, the gap between first and second, it's Saul Mendoza-like. Saul used to come out of these things and have just that dominant lead, and then you come down Broadway in the Tournament Row, and you're there. So we'll have to see if anybody can close that gap. But right now, this is about as good a race as he could want.
Yeah. And, and here's the thing is, you don't usually win Bloomsday on your first try in a wheelchair. There's just so many things that happen. This is his third race. And he's at the top. He's at the top of Doomsday. Now the question is, can he get back into that rhythm of?
Does seem like he's picking up a little bit.
Yeah, get back into that rhythm of the flat. Okay, he's doing a little coasting here, and what he's doing, Sean, is he's giving his arms a break. He's done nothing but pump as he's gone all the way up 3/4 of the mile. So he'll push 3 or 4 times, and then he'll stop. He'll coast and give his arms a break. Now he's stopped giving his arms a break, and now he's back to what you call the flat rhythm as he's going through how fast he wants to go, like a boat, how many strokes per minute, how many pushes per minute.
That's about as dominant of 5 miles as I've seen in the wheelchair division in many, many years.
He just checked over his shoulder just to make sure that nobody was there. Yeah.
All right. You can see the wheelchair racers and the leader here on the left screen, and on the right, the women's female elite division. We have a race, folks, and it is fantastic. Thanks so much for being with us. We'll be right back. All right, Jacob Allen well out, a dominant race, and it doesn't look like he is letting up at all, making the turn from Lindicki onto Broadway. And Dennis, he's pretty close to just putting this one away.
He is. A young man out of Kingwood, Texas, the University of Arizona, who has an unbelievable wheelchair program for men and women's athletes, one of the two best in the country, along with Illinois. And he is, I mean, if you watch, he's checking over his shoulder every now and then. I don't know if he's just making sure there's nobody there or if he can't believe there's nobody there.
How about both?
Yeah, he might be. I mean, there isn't anybody within at least 4 blocks of him.
I'm just surprised. Since Cemetery Hill, we have not seen second or third place visually in our live pictures at all. Just an absolute domination here, and he's on Broadway.
That he just made the turn onto Broadway, which is about a that is the, I will say, Sean, that is the most mindless part of the course because it's so straight and it seems like it goes forever. And this is where the athletes, both wheelchair and able-body athletes, will tell you concentration is the key. You can see the female athletes, the women on there, and it is Cassandra, or they like to call her Cassie Parker. She's a 7-time Division III national champion on the course. She kind of, as she's moved away from college, has jumped into the world of road racing, and it looks like she's jumped out here at Bloomsday and really separated the field. And it's interesting that was made on the downhill is where they made the women move, and the men's move was made going up Tombstone, which is, you'd think running downhill for an able body would be the easiest place, going uphill would be the hardest place, and for wheelchair athletes, but both had decided that's where they needed to go, and maybe she decided to break up this field.
All right, let's check in with Noah Schmick as we are now nearing the finish line, and Jacob Allen, absolute dominance, Noah.
Yeah, no, Jacob Allen is absolutely blowing away the pack, as actually by the time he got up Doomsday Hill is when we started second, third, and fourth place just getting to Doomsday Hill. So now here we are as we have hit the 10K mark, getting towards the 7-mile marker here in Bloomsday, as Jacob Allen is all alone by himself. A little tidbit here that I got from David Gregg is actually Saul Mendoza, the man who has the course record at 25 minutes and 24 seconds, actually coached Jacob Allen. So a little bit of a good tidbit there, as Jacob, he right now resides in Chula Vista, California, but he's from Kingwood, Texas. He was born in Ukraine, and man, his story is one that is going to be awesome if he can keep this lead. I mean, we have not seen anyone even turn onto Broadway yet, and for as far as I can actually see, I should say, as we were 26 minutes and 30 seconds into this race for Jacob Allen. He won't get, of course, the course record, but his own PR is 29 minutes and 47 seconds, and that was in 2022 when he placed 4th here in the men's wheelchair open. As we are just going over the overpass from the Maple Street Bridge and on Maple and Walnut right there, as he is just getting over the bridge, and Jacob all alone, no one behind him, as we get closer and closer towards the final stretch.
All right, well, the courthouse is about to come into the view from the right side, and we have another staggered start here.
No, this is the men's elite field is underway here. As you see, Jacob Allen is about ready to turn the corner and go to the finish line, and the men's elite field has opened up this, and we are underway in the main pack, if you will. The elite field leading that first group of runners, and as we like to say, the sea humanity is finally here. There you see it.
All right. It does feel like we're in a shaded area right now, and it is warming up. That's going to have an impact, like Dennis said, maybe a touch 2-3 degrees, a little too warm for these elite racers. The female field we've seen there, they are nearing the TJ Meenock Bridge area, Spokane Falls Community College. Jacob Allen about to put this away in the most dominant fashion I've seen in many, many years.
I mean, you got to go back to, as you said, Sal Mendoza, Craig Blanchett, those guys in how they won this race. Just it's an amazing performance. And everybody thought about, Wyatt Willen and Herman Garrick, and young Mr. Allen said, you know what, there's a third guy in the field you should be talking about. And he has stated his case. Yeah.
All right. Let's go back to Noah Schmick as we have made the turn on Monroe. Noah, this is a dominant race. Looks to be first place on the line.
Yeah, first place here for Jacob Allen. No one even close to him. Third time's the charm for Jacob Allen in his third Bloomsday. He wins the men's open wheelchair with an unofficial time of 28 minutes and 50 seconds in his own PR.
All right, well, that is, he never faded.
He's gassed. He's absolutely
doesn't matter.
gassed.
He's done.
No, I know that. But that is the first time I've ever seen anybody turn the corner at this finish line situation and not pump once.
Right.
He did not turn. He turned the corner. He lined up his wheel to go straight, and he pumped. And you saw him in the last half of the stretch on Broadway. He was not full bore. He was just trying to maintain. He put it out on the line today, Sean, at Tombstone, and said, I'm winning the race here, and then I got to figure out a way to hold on. He did. Congratulations, his first ever Bloomsday win.
Congratulations. I don't think I've ever seen somebody put the second place that far behind and us never see anybody even close the gap on that. I don't know if I've ever seen that in all the years that I've covered the race. We got the elite men's field here, and our Austin Getz is on the truck in front of them. Okay, let's go to Sam now. We have the first Bloomsday champion of 2026.
Holy cow. Way to put it. Yeah. Blistering pace. Jacob, congratulations, Bloomsday champion.
Thank you so much. That was a great race. The weather is amazing. I believe this is my third time here. This is the best weather I remember.
Third time's a charm.
Yes, sir.
So tell me about that, because we were monitoring it. We were watching Bloomsday. You were going up Doomsday. You're going through everything. You kept pulling away. At a certain point, did you have to look back and wonder if this was for real?
Yeah. I just know that there's a lot of fast people, and I thought we will be like in a pack together, help each other, maybe switch every mile or so. And I was expecting more people to be with me. And uphill, I just started going faster, and I was like, I feel good, so I can pull. When they catch me on the downhill, they can help me back. But on the downhill, when I looked back, I was like, there was nobody behind me. I was like, okay, well, I can't stop to wait for them. Just continue going. Even though I feel weak and tired, I was like, it's okay. If they catch me, we can work together again. But it was a great race.
What a run for you, because you're from Ukraine. You came here, I believe, at the age of 6 or 7, United States, or from to Houston.
I came to U.S. in 2016 when I was 15.
Okay.
And I lived there until my college, so probably until my 20s. And then I go to University of Arizona, finished college there, and now I'm in San Diego, Chula Vista, training for Paralympic Training Center.
And living the American dream now.
Yes, sir.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
There he is, your champion. As we said, third time's the charm. Win it in his third ever Bloomsday. Back to you guys.
Yeah.
Congrats.
Oh, and at age 25, what a race. The quote of the morning. Well, I can't wait for him to catch up to me.
I love that. I wonder if he's actually knows what he's accomplished. He will. He's a Bloomsday champion. We've got a Bloomsday champion somewhere in this. We just don't know who it is. Austin Getz is hanging on for dear life going down Riverside. Austin?
Well, guys, if it keeps up like this, Andy Wacker will be the champion. Obviously, we have a lot of race to run, but he made a move as we started downhill here to separate from a large pack of runners that includes Ruben Mosip, Reed Buchanan, and a lot of the other high bibs. Andy right now is just on a beeline straight down this hill. The first mile went in 4 minutes and 21 seconds, and right now they're running a good pace. Andy has made some separation. This is by far the most separation that we've seen anywhere through the first just over a mile of this race. Obviously, we've got Tombstone coming up, and we've also got Doomsday coming up. But right now, Sean Dennis, it's Andy Wacker out in front.
This young man is a 4-time national champion on trail. He's a trail runner. He's those bike people that go down hills. This guy without a bike going down hills and up hills.
Mountain bikers?
Yes, this is a mountain biker runner guy.
Those bike people that go down hills.
Right, and this guy is, he's making a statement. Now, can he hang on to it? And 4:21, I'll tell you, that's a blistering first mile.
Yeah, that's we usually don't see it.
No.
4-minute mile, touch above it. But, it's that same thing we talked about in the wheelchair race, although we can see the pack right behind him. You better bet somebody's going to challenge this.
See, and the question becomes is how much do the runners, we don't know much about Andy Wacker and what he's done cross-country-wise, but there are guys in the back there. Reed Buchanan in his 9th Bloomsday, Ruben Masapa, who's finished 4th twice. If somebody they don't know goes out fast, you have to make a decision. Do I go with him or do I wait? It looks like they decided to wait. Now, we'll see if they can reel him in coming back up the hill. This will be his first challenge here, young Mr. Wacker, if he can hang on to these guys.
All right, then on the left, you see the masses are underway, and this is my favorite part, when we just see the flow of human motion down here along Riverside. The city's showing off. The setting couldn't be better. The trees are in bloom, and we are now officially, for my money, in spring.
This is the group that I like to call "We Got to Beat an Hour" group.
Oh, yeah,
okay?
And they usually do.
And they do.
Yeah.
So and I always used to stand at the finish line after covering the men or the women or the wheelchair, watch the people cross at 58, 59, see their elation, and then at a minute and 4 seconds, minute and 10 seconds, see the dejection. The 1 minute goal is truly a goal for a lot of people here at Bloomsday. Or 1 hour goal, excuse me.
Full disclosure, Dennis, the year I ran it, when I was 16, 107. 107. I didn't make the cut.
I know a guy who was 1 hour, 3 seconds.
Oh, you got to come back in the next year.
Or never run again.
Or just walk away and let the sun set on you. Cassie Parker, talk about her, the race so far that you're seeing.
Yeah, she made a move early on. Mr. Wacker, who you're seeing, made a move early on, and they have reeled him in. And, maybe that was the first jab, and everybody has responded here. Cassie Parker made a move, and it didn't look like a whole lot of people went. There isn't a lot of Bloomsday experience in the women's field, so there is a situation where a lot of people, one of the top runners, in Emily Durgan, had never run Bloomsday before. And I think, you can run hills, you can run flats, but I think there's some places you want to attack. There's some places you don't want to attack on this course. And there you see the men's elite as we get ready to really go, on the backside of the course. People love to talk about Doomsday and how important that is on this course. I actually think Tombstone Hill might be more important because it's earlier in the race, and usually you're going to get somebody attacking this field. You look around, there's 10, 12 guys. You don't want 10, 12 guys when you get to the bottom of Doomsday. Somebody's going to decide, I got to bust this field open.
Dennis, you talked about your first race covering this was 1984. Just your 40,000-foot view of how technology has changed. We are watching this in real time. We are right in front of elite athletes, start to finish. We're able to show it to you.
When 84, nobody did it live. You were on the trucks. You were on the trucks, and everybody did a half hour and a half show at their newscast. So we couldn't show it to you live. And now you don't even have to get out of your couch to be a part of Bloomsday.
Right. Well, Austin is on the truck. Austin Getz, let's check in with him.
Yeah, guys, they have caught Andy Wacker, and now the pack has rejoined here as we get through Tombstone here. We're actually running. I'm riding, but these guys are running as we go by the cemetery here. And out in front, it's actually bib 139, Colin Karami. He's actually out in front by a couple of steps. But I want you to see on that orange uniform on the right, that is Ruben Mosip. He is the one who has talked about he thinks he has what it takes to win this race. He has run it now twice before. His first time finished 15th. His second time last year, I should say 2 years ago, he was 4th. So made a big jump. He talked yesterday to us, Dennis, about what experience could do for him. But also keep an eye on Simon Wythera. Right now he's in second as we're coming right up close to him. Bib 102, just a couple of steps off of the lead. Obviously a lot of race to run, but it's shaping up to be a good one, fellas.
Yeah, we got about a half dozen people there in the pack. And,
I'll tell you, Wacker, though, didn't get past and then left. You a lot of times will see that.
Fade.
He figured out a way to to reattach themselves. I think there's 9 guys actually in that lead pack. You talk about 84, my first race. The race was over here. Abraham Hussein was already half a mile ahead of the rest of the field because they didn't go with him. They trusted Wacker not to be able to do that. And I believe that's Reed Buchanan on the left, who's a guy that got passed a couple of years ago on Monroe. So this is important, but somebody's going to have to do something here, Sean, because nobody wants this many guys 4 miles into this 12K.
And unlike the wheelchair race and the elite women's field, this is the most competitive race so far as number of people up in contention right now at this stage in the race.
Right, and you've seen them running the tangents. You try to make the course as short as you possibly can, going from one side of the road to the other side of the road. I will tell you, John, looking at those runners, they all look comfortable. They all look like
they're in a pocket. They're
correct.
In the groove.
They're there. There's nobody seems to be straining at this point in time. Look at.
They're not laboring.
No,
the stride is pretty clean, and this pack is pretty unified here. But like you said, we're at the point of the race now. Cemetery Hill's behind them. They have some flats. They got a little downhill coming into TJ Menock before they make the turn for Doomsday Hill. I imagine you're going to see about 3 or 4 break out and separate, or maybe 1 breakout here. I would imagine that has to be the strategy. You don't want to run in a pack like this. You want to kind of get some distance between you and the person right behind you.
Cassie Parker on your left of your screen. She is at the top of Doomsday, I do believe. And we're just looking back. You're trying to peer into the deep recesses there to try and
that's
figure
West
out.
Central Community Center there.
Yes. So she's about ready to get off of there and make the turn to head to Nettleton and then to Broadway. So she's pretty much done with the hills and the flat part. And we'll see
She's
if
having
we
a
can.
fantastic race.
You
She
know,
does not look tired.
no,
That's what stands out.
Right. And she has the same rhythm that she had going down the hill. And on the left, you see the Corporate Cup starting. The race within a race, if you will. Corporations, businesses send their fastest runners and try and win a Corporate Cup. And I know that Eastern Washington University had a team that dominated the Corporate Cup like for 50 years. No, I'm not saying that, but it was a long time. And those guys finally got old. They didn't have any new people that could run. So, but that's part of the whole Bloomsday thing, Sean, is Corporate Cup. We get all these people, the more people we can get to run. And honestly, running on the 50th anniversary, why wouldn't you do it?
Yeah, you have to do it. And, we've had a great turnout there. They said roughly about 41,000 people entered there. That's a larger number. Sometimes we'd ebb and flow down to mid 30,000, 41,000 plus register. And I understand as you look at the Corporate Cup ready to start, the elite men's field on the right, we have our first look at the finisher T-shirt right now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, already. That's pretty early on, and there it is. It's a gold.
Well, 50.
Yeah.
50's gold, right?
There, that makes it 19. Oh, that is cool. 1977 at the bottom, 2026, 50 finisher, Bloomsday there in the middle. That I love it. Do you not?
It's going to grow on me.
Okay. That's Dennis speak for I'm not so sure right now.
No. You know what? I need to see it on somebody.
Yeah.
I think that and I need to see where that light hits. You know what? It's going to be a shirt nobody gets rid of. You'll get rid of 49th and 51st. You're not going to get rid of the 50th shirt.
I just love the transposing of 1977 and 2026.
Cool.
I think that was a brilliant thought on there. All right, the elite men's field on your right. We still have quite a pack. We have 8 people viable. The Corporate Cup will start on your left, but let's go to Austin on the truck in front of the elite men. Austin.
Yeah, guys, still a pack here. They're still running close. Let's give you some mile splits. We mentioned the first one went 4:21. Our second mile was 4:30, and our third was 4:41. So, obviously, they're going a little bit slower because that first mile is a lot of downhill, but they're bunching up together. It's still Colin Karami out in front, 1:39. That's his bib. Those are those orange shoes. But right behind him, you see a pack, and actually, for just a brief moment, right before you guys came to me, it was actually a zag in James Mora taking the lead for a brief minute. His second Bloomsday, ran 17th last year, and so now you see him out farther to the right. He's got those pink and white shoes on. That is a former zag running right there from Tacoma, Washington, who's trying to make a big move in his second Bloomsday, trying to go from 17th, and right now, if he keeps on this pace, he will finish a lot better than he did last year, guys. Still a great race to run. You remember last year, Patrick Kiprop by this time had separated and won by over 30 seconds in the men's elite field last year. Not going to have that this year. This is a good pack of about 8, really 10 if you go back just a few steps further than this lead pack. But, guys, it is still anybody's race.
James Mawara, coached by Pat Tyson, Steve Prefontaine's roommate. Pat Tyson, the great coach at Meade and now at Gonzaga. And there you see Cassie Parker just cruising.
Yeah,
just cruising.
Really pretty dominant out there. And you know what? Just like we saw with Jacob Allen, it's almost a mirror image. You don't really see second place there, and you're on that stretch where you're getting onto Broadway. It's hard to be caught at that point, especially with that big of a lead. We're going to take a break. More live Bloomsday 2026 coverage. Sean Owsley and Dennis Patchen with you. Back in a minute. All right, seeing people well underway here, Bloomsday 2026, and we have another champion.
So cool. This is so cool. And you know what's cooler? Winning Bloomsday.
All right, let's check in with Kalai with another champ.
Joined by Bloomsday champion Hannah Babaloa. Thank you so much for being here. This is your 4th time, and you are the winner today. How's it feel?
I'm pretty excited because last year I won the race as well, and my goal this year was to defend my title. And you know, coming from my background, I was born in Lagos, Nigeria, and I want to continue racing because I look like athletes from Nigeria look forward to me to see what I'm doing, and I give them a lot of inspiration. So I'm kind of excited that I was able to finish strong after I survived the long Doomsday Hill. initially I was giving up because my opponent was very, very close to me on the hill because I'm not a very fast pusher on the hill. But once I survived the hills, I was like, okay, this is my race. I finished with a very good sprint, and I'm pretty excited for my performance today.
And you defended that championship like you did last year. You're doing it again on the 50th anniversary. I love that you mentioned your home country of Nigeria and the importance of representing where you come from.
Yeah, it's very, very important. Athletes over there look forward to me, and they're so excited. Even when I'm weak and down, they will like send me messages and say, "Sis, we're looking up to you. We are so happy that you continue racing." And you know, they're excited. They're excited. I'm doing wonderful thing in America, and it's a very good thing.
Well, we're excited for you. Congratulations on defending your title. Sean and Dennis, we'll send it back to you guys.
All right, great stuff, Kalai, and just great perspective on how you approach the course. We got a race in the women's field here, but it's a race of one.
Yeah, she's racing the clock is what she's doing. In the press bio, they call her Cassandra Parker, but everywhere else it's Cassie Parker. But we're going to call whatever you call her. We're going to call her champion. And AJ Al, we finally have AJ.
All right, AJ.
Hey guys, it only took 7 miles, but here I am letting you guys know what you just said, that Cassie Parker's still in the lead. I've been trying with the binoculars to figure out who's in second, but it's just too far. Cassie has just been dominant from the start and looking like she will be the 2026 champion as we're here on Broadway. You guys said it, but her pace, her steadiness here just has not changed from the start. She pulled away from the pack early, and it's been miles since we've had even been able to see who's in second or third. So just a dominant, incredible performance from Cassie as we're nearing the finish of this one.
You know what? And I mean, you got to go back. The last time we had a U.S. Women's winner was 2002, Colleen de Ruck. And Colleen actually won this representing the Netherlands the first time she won it, and then changed her citizenship. The last time we had a U.S.-born citizen was Kim Jones, a Spokane athlete. And then you got to go all the way back to 1997. And Kim is here today. They brought her back for the 50th Bloomsday.
Boy, they got some legends of Bloomsday here. Kim and Anna Dane.
And Sean Sinclair, the last U.S.-based men's winner back in '86, is here as well.
All right, we can see they're right here on Broadway near the courthouse. You know what that means. Finish is imminent in the elite field. And look down Broadway behind her. Stop what you're doing. Look behind her. Nobody to be seen.
There's nobody there.
Absolute domination like we saw in the men's wheelchair race. And that's so unusual for Bloomsday.
She might, unless there's somebody who's blending in with, she might win this by more than a minute.
All right.
And I can't remember the last time that happened.
Let's go back to AJ if she can still hear us and let her call the finish.
Victory is almost here for Cassie Parker. A dominant performance from start to finish. Only a doubt for the first couple of minutes for this runner as she approaches the finish to be the 2026 champ. A dominant performance. She's taking it all in, all smiles as she approaches the finish line. What a win for bib number 7 here. Cassie Parker is your women's elite champion.
What a phenomenal, dominant race for Cassie Parker, Dennis.
I can't remember the last smile I saw that big from a winner coming down there. Throws both hands up in the air. Yeah.
I mean, with everybody that puts so many hours into training and nutrition, and then you have, there we go, second place. But we never even saw them in the field.
No, that was a great run towards the end. That's Rachel Riddell, a Fort Collins runner. So we apologize for not recognizing her. She was blending in with the background, but still.
Up and a hug. See that? I love that. Sportsmanship and camaraderie, and they both ran fantastic races, but that was absolute domination there.
1-2 for Americans here in this race here today.
Last time was 2002, you said?
2002, Colleen de Ruck, and the last native-born U.S. citizen was 1997 in Kim Jones.
All right, we have about 3 people in contention here in front of the pack for the men's elite field. And we've seen that pack kind of dissipate a little bit. And now we have a pack of 3. And then a little bit about, 20 feet behind, you've got another couple of runners trying to stay with that lead pack, Dennis.
Let's see what Austin, he's been watching this race the entire time. We're down to a trio of runners, Austin.
We are, and as we've seen so many years before, Doomsday really separated the pack. Right out in front in that white top, that is Reed Buchanan, somebody who has finished as close as you can be without winning this race. Back in 2022, he was tenths of a second away from winning, but battled down the stretch with Charles Wanjiku and just could not hold on for the win. Charles got the win there in 2022. Right behind him in the yellow, that is William Aponza. He's from Ghana. He is a Bloomsday rookie. This is his first race. And right behind them is James Moora, who we talked about the last time you guys talked to me, the Gonzaga Bulldog. Now, I don't know how much to put into it. You never know if it's just superstition or if guys are actually tired. But at the top of Doomsday, William in yellow did take water. Reed and James did not. So we don't know if there's any kind of fatigue, but like we said, that could be superstition. That could just be wanting to, reset your mind as you take a drink of water. But right now it is William Aponza who has taken over as we start the long, long stretch to try and find the winner. Guys, we're 5 miles in, about 2.5 to go.
You talk about Aponza and Buchanan. Those two know each other. They've run, I'm sure, races before. They know what each of them can do. When you go into a race, you know who can climb, you know who's good on the downhill, you know who's good on the flat, you know who can kick. Somebody in this group, Sean, thinks they have the best kick. So they're not going to do anything until somebody goes. They're just going to stay with them. So if you don't have the best kick in this field, then what you're going to try and do is you're going to try to break this race wide open by putting in, go for 400 yards hard and see who stays with you. If they stay with you, then you wait a little bit, recover, and make a case. Somebody's going to have to try and make a move, especially if they don't think they can outkick. Now, the best thing for all of us is if both guys or all 3 guys think they have the best kick, nobody will go and we'll have a drag. We'll have an unbelievable finish. All
right, let's head back to the finish line. Sam Adams with the women's champion, Cassie Parker.
Yeah, the woman of the hour. Cassie, congratulations, Bloomsday champion. First of all, how does that sound?
It sounds pretty unreal, honestly. You're always going for the win, but I just kind of started out in front and I held it. And then I was like, am I on the right course? And I was like, I'm just going to follow the truck. So I felt really, really good. I think that's just my fitness is really in peak right now.
When did it start sinking in that this was actually going to happen for you?
Probably when I couldn't hear second place behind me anymore. That was probably about 2.5 in. And I was kind of like, am I pushing a little bit too hard? And I was like, I'm just going to maintain this in case someone feels really good going up the hill. But then it for sure kind of sunk in at like 4 when I was like, there's not many people around me. But then at the top of the hill, still feeling good. I was like, I really have a shot at this.
This is obviously you know how big of a race this is. How big of this is this for you as far as perspective, as far as career victories, accomplishments? Where would you rank this?
Probably right at number 1. I feel like I've been training into the longer stuff, into like starting marathon training, and I feel like it's been reflecting in my other races too, and it really showed here from my half marathon in March to Cherry Blossom. I knew I was in really good fitness, so I was excited about this, and I felt like I'd had the experience from running the course last year. So I kind of just took that and ran with it.
Quite literally did. By the way, I noticed your bib number 7. Do you believe in luck?
I feel like I have to now because a couple people came up to me and said, number 7, that's a lucky number. I mean, it's not my lucky number, but I'm going to have to put it up there with my other lucky number.
Well, congratulations on the victory today.
Thank you. I'll just shout out my family and my coworkers. I know they're watching, so thank you for supporting me.
It takes a village. All right, Cassie, congratulations. You're 2026 Bloomsday champion.
Oh, fantastic there. And I love her disbelief that, am I even on the right course? It was that dominant.
Am I on the right course? And I'm not going to wait for him. Two classic lines from Bloomsday winners here today.
And the 50th running of Bloomsday has been spectacular. The weather has cooperated. Everybody's in a good mood. This is my favorite camera shot that we do, where it's eye level, it's zoomed in, it's just a sea of people. You can see the course now full on Cemetery Hill there, Dennis. And this picture here, this is Bloomsday. This is what I remember when I was young. See the sea of people and just think, wow, that's so cool that everybody comes together.
You got people who've trained in there. You got people who only do this once a year. You got people in there who've done 20, 30, 40. You probably have, we got perennials are running their 50th Bloomsday. Some of them don't run anymore, but they walk it. This is what Spokane is all about. Not only the people participating, 41,000 registered. We have over 5,000 volunteers out on the course. They're participating too. This is why Spokane is such a great city.
All right, that's the big picture of everybody that participates. Let's drill back down. The elite men's field, what you've seen and what you think happens here in the final mile and a half or so.
Well, again, you see a quick check of the watch. Guys, now what they're trying to do is figure out. We'll just go to Austin and get his observations. Austin?
Oh, my, guys, perfect time for you to come to us. Reed Buchanan has now opened up a 4-5 step lead as it was William Aponzo who was leading basically all through Broadway, but now he seems to be fading a bit, and James Mora, who's now in third in blue, is about to catch him. So Reed Buchanan, depending on how much he has left in the tank, he might be able to exercise those 2022 demons where he came in second by tenths of a second. And if he is able to keep this pace, he is extending as we hit mile 7, and he doesn't have far to go, and he will be a Bloomsday champion if he can keep it up.
If you're a runner, you wait for a tick from a guy. You wait to see if he's breathing different. You wait to see if his arms are working harder. He made a move right when he looked at his watch.
He's extending his lead since we've been on this live picture here. That stands out to me. That says to me he's not fatigued. He's in his pocket, his own personal zone, and he's extending his lead. And you have to think, when he is ready to give up, when he is just struggling, when he's out of energy, he's thinking back to that race that was just really tenths of a second. That's in your head. That's giving you fuel for this final stretch.
Absolutely. He's saying to us by how he's running right now, I'm not going to let that happen again. No one's going to catch me from behind. And honestly, it looks like the race now is for second place. Reed Buchanan has dropped it into a different gear, and he is pulling away to try and win this event.
Yeah, he doesn't have much further to go. He is near the courthouse there, and obviously right after that comes that right turn on Monroe where the finish line will then be visible for Reed Buchanan. But he is continuing to extend his lead, and that's what we talked about, that pack of 3. Who's going to break out? Well, we're seeing it right here live.
Just quick look over the shoulder to see where they are. The other thing, Sean, you have to remember, they're running for prize money. Second place, prize money, third place. If you figure I can't catch this guy, then I'm going to run for second. Let's let Austin call it.
He just clapped. Austin.
Reed Buchanan is about to become the first American man since 1986 to win the men's elite field in Bloomsday. A 5th-time Bloomsday entrant. His first 2 times he finished 12th in both 17 and 18. Then heartbreak in 2022 for second, but no heartbreak here. Reed Buchanan, the 50th Bloomsday men's winner.
Oh, huge hugs there. Did you see that, Dennis? Stood out to me as he took that corner on Monroe. He glanced over his shoulder. He realized this is my race now, and he clapped his hands, and then he sprinted down Monroe. You could feel the emotion there, and boy, what a dominant final mile from Reed Buchanan.
Okay, that's half fatigue, but that's half emotion right there.
And elation.
He just exercised the demons that he could not win this race. And he figured out how to do it, and he was not – you were going to have to drag him off the course for him not to win today when he was in that on Broadway. He just made sure I am not losing this race today.
We never saw him leave the lead pack.
Nope.
not once. He was in the middle of the pack for quite a while, and then we saw the 3 runners kind of extend their lead and come out and break out. He was not leading. He was second coming off the top of Doomsday, and then that final stretch on Broadway, he owned that final mile.
Reed Buchanan's Bloomsday footnote was lost the closest finish ever.
Not
you
anymore.
You can scratch that out. His footnote now is won the 50th running of Bloomsday.
Now, fantastic. What's going through his head right there? I did it. Is it relief? Is it pride? What's standing out?
I don't know. I think it has to be I finally did this. I've been coming here so many times.
He looks like he's just soaking it in
right.
there and
and
kind of letting it set in.
Right. And here's the other thing is, don't forget about this. 1986, that's a long time ago. It's the last time an American won that, John Sinclair. John is, as we said, is here. Let's ask him what he was thinking. I mean, we're going to get a chance to talk to him. I can't wait to hear from him. What a great 4 races here today.
Yeah.
Had a little bit of everything here.
Justin's ready. Justin.
Guys, we cannot wait to hear from him. Reed Buchanan, as we are walking over here, you said coming down the hill you were getting flashbacks to 2022. But I got to ask you right now, different ending. What does this mean to you?
It means a ton. I've been wanting to win this race for almost 10 years, and when you come close, you think, okay, that might be it, right? Like, that was the day, and you didn't get it done, and so to come back and be able to get it done, it means a lot.
What's going through your mind as you are coming down toward the Monroe Street Bridge here? Finish line's in sight. What's going on?
Please don't catch me. that's all I'm thinking about. I'm like, please don't catch me. And I put an earlier move before we make that turn than I did last time I was close, and I think that was the difference.
Started off with a blistering pace, just over 4 minutes for that first mile. How does that change your strategy? How do you adapt as that race moves along from there?
It doesn't. My first 11K was capturing moves and putting myself in the position to make that last hard K.
Overall, if you were to sum this up, how important is Bloomsday? And not just winning Bloomsday, you won the 50th Bloomsday.
Man, I couldn't have asked for a better addition to win. I really like Spokane. Consider this an open application for that Gonzaga XC job,
There you go. Then I got to ask, how are you feeling? What's next for you as you head throughout the day? How do you recover from this? Good burger inside or something like that?
Something like that. Get on a plane, get home to see my little 8-month-old.
Can't wait to celebrate with her?
Yeah, guy, but can't wait to tell him, although he won't care that much. But
Well, hey, we're excited for you. Reed, congratulations again. You done it.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, guys, we'll send it back to you, obviously. And excited Reed Buchanan. You saw the emotion as he crossed the finish line.
He became Bloomsday champion after getting just nipped at the finish line in 2022. He's already parlayed that into a potential job at Gonzaga and his 8-month-old son.
Well, it may not have helped his case that he beat a former Gonzaga runner there, but Justin, if he's still there, tell him he can run over to the school. It's probably on his cool down lap. So there you go.
The way he ran, he probably has got another 5 or 6 good dominant miles in him.
Okay, we talked about the feeling of winning, the feeling of winning. But imagine the feeling of winning of a race you've been trying to win for 10 years.
Yeah, you know what? It's a good overall life lesson to stay persistent and never give up, and that is really a testament to what we just saw. Reed Buchanan, your men's Bloomsday champion, him a Bloomsday champion for the very first time. All right, the streets are full down here in Spokane, and another staggered start here.
They just keep lining up, Sean.
They just keep lining up, and we do have it's a strong turnout this year.
Yeah.
All right, let's check in with Corey and Haley at Doomsday Hill.
Stay hydrated, get some water. Stay hydrated, get some water.
It's very loud up here, Sean.
It is lots of good energy, and it is just so much fun to see all the enthusiasm and these tremendous athletes.
To watch the elites, both in the wheelchair, the men's, the women's, to watch them just stroll by like Doomsday was nothing. Every year I am in absolute awe that we're watching these incredible athletes do this, and it's like it's not even hard for them.
It's amazing. They're so inspiring.
But now we're getting into I don't want to say the normals. because even these people are very elite in their running capabilities.
Oh, yeah.
But we are getting to the point where just a few minutes ago, the Vulture finally got out in the middle of the road. So the Vulture's out there giving high fives.
We got to step out of the way and show him the Vulture. He's here.
So yeah, we're getting a lot more sea of people coming up Doomsday here. And there we go. Give out some high fives. High five Corey, high five Haley, high five Boomer, high five the Vulture. Everyone's coming out. It's getting a lot warmer too. I don't know how exactly what the temperature is, but it's getting warm.
Reapply the sunscreen.
Yeah, make sure you're having sunscreen, make sure you're hydrated, but we're having a blast up here. The music's going, the runners are, well, they've done the hardest part. It's the home stretch now.
You're almost there.
All right, Corey and Haley, we appreciate it. Dennis, I don't know if it's just me, but the Vulture looks like he's maybe been on a little nutrition training regimen. Looks a little leaner this year.
I think it's a second-generation Vulture. I don't think the original Vulture's with this anymore. And the worst outfit of the day is who's ever in the Boomer the Bear costume, the Spokane Chiefs mascot. You know, he was hoping for a 50-degree day, or she was hoping for a 50-degree day.
Snow would be okay. All right,
yeah.
We're taking a break. Overview, big picture, Bloomsday 2026. Appreciate you being along for the ride. Back in a minute.
Who's going to win that between those two? I want to know, because somebody's going to race somebody yet. No, somebody's going to race them at the finish line.
I always love when you run with somebody and they're struggling, so you hold back and then they clip you at the end.
They get a better time.
Don't ever let them clip you at the end.
Don't trust anybody at the finish line of Bloomsday. I'm just telling you.
All right, look at that. That picture says it all. That's all you need to know. Fantastic. Everybody down here. And let me just say, I love working with DP, one of the best in the business. I'm glad you come out of the retirement where you pick and choose your spots, and we're happy that you chose Bloomsday again.
I'll be disappointed when you guys don't call me, so I'm hoping to be back next year. So this is a blast.
As long as I'm doing it, you're doing it. As long as you're willing.
Yeah.
All right. Here's the finisher shirt. Has it grown on you? I actually personally love it. I love the color, and I love the history of it and the design. I think it's a 10.
Yeah, I mean, once again, it has the year on it, which is always important to Bloomsday. It has the 50th anniversary. It's gold because it's the gold, and it's the 50th. You know how that goes. Yeah, it's really cool.
You like it now?
I'm liking it.
When you first saw it, you were hesitant.
See, Is that shadow? See, the shadow, I think, is what drew me off, but I think that's just a sun shadow there on the right. Like it's a different color, the different blue in the middle. I think that's just a sun shadow. So
All right,
I like it.
Could be. I want to see it in person, but we're gonna let that settle in. You absorb it. How do you like it? Weigh in on our social media pages. We're gonna take one more break, and we will wrap up our 2026 coverage. When we come back, our entire team, one more report around the course. Back in a minute. Cassie Parker runs it back just for a cool down.
Some guys used to.
I remember that.
Yeah,
that's why I brought it up. That's historical.
I don't think guys do that anymore. Gals do that anymore. They may go out for a quick jog, but I think Cassie thought she'd win but didn't think. Reed Buchanan thought he was going to lose again. I mean, I'm sure that, but he figured out. I don't think they would. They used to. But here's the other problem with that is we still have people who haven't started. It's a fight to go run it. You're probably going to go run something else.
All right, let's take you to Cemetery Hill, Morgan and Tori.
Hey, Sean. Hi, Dennis. Look who we found on this course today. This is my mom, Stacy.
We love it.
I know. So she just got, what, you're like 2 miles in now?
Yes.
Yeah, and tell us what's on the playlist right now.
Oh, Pandora, Donna Summer Radio.
Donna Summer Radio, and she said, I don't want anybody to interrupt my playlist while I'm on this race. She's actually been resting for a couple minutes because it's been exhausting. And it's warm.
It.
I know.
So hot.
And you said this is rivaling records.
Yes, rivaling record temperatures for this time of year. Record was set back in 1977 at 81 degrees, and we're getting into the upper 70s, low 80s today.
Okay, so you're only 2 miles in, Mom. How are you feeling?
I gotta power through.
There we go. All right, we love you. Have fun.
Good luck.
Bye, guys. We're going to say goodbye to you. Send it back to Sean and Dennis.
Ah, love that. Great to see Morgan's mom and Donna Summer Radio, which is also that's what Dennis has on his phone.
I just looked it up on the radio, one of the classics from 1979, ironically, the third year of Bloomsday.
What about hot stuff? All right, let's go.
We could go on all day.
Let's go to the finish line with the morning crew.
All right, yeah, you know what's so crazy is I just got a text from my parents to give you a perspective of how huge this race is. 44,000 people. My family hasn't even crossed the start line yet, while we're here at the finish line where people are finishing in about 50 minutes. for their race. That is quick, Sam.
Yeah, not as quick, though, as the women's elite finisher. That was Cassie Parker, who quite literally ran so fast today that she had told me afterwards, she said she wasn't sure she was on the right course. She just kept on following the truck.
And hey, we got to see an incredible story unfold for this 50th Bloomsday in the men's elite division. Reed Buchanan taking down demons of years past. Came across the finish line. That is an excited man. We've seen some excited friends running up to him now. Yeah. Lots of excited people here at the finish line. I think the weather's helping, guys.
Oh, that's the truth. All right, so make sure that you put on your sunscreen when you are out and about doing whatever you're going to do today, because it's a hot one, and Justin told you so.
Okay, and then with that, let's just call it today, not Fast and Furious. We'll call it Fast and Funtastic.
I love it. All right, let's toss it back to Dennis and Sean.
All right, great stuff, guys. Appreciate it. And another start just underway.
They're going to be starting like 25 minutes after we're off the air.
All right, well let's get to Doomsday Hill, Corey and Haley.
Oh, yeah, there's so much good energy here. I love the enthusiasm from these runners.
It's amazing to think that because there are so many people running by right now, that there are still people in downtown Spokane waiting to start this race. The people just keep coming. The runners keep coming.
5 miles in, and they are in such good spirits. It is warm out here, like you were saying. You got to hydrate. You're doing Bloomsday here shortly.
Doing Bloomsday. We got to, as soon as we wrap this up, we're going to be running down to the finish line or starting line so that we can get going with those people still waiting to go. So we know what we have ahead of us, I guess.
All right, Corey and Haley and Dennis, all in all, spectacular day.
Really good. I mean, if you just remember a couple of years ago when we had the rain and the cold temperatures,
I remember.
This beats this. I mean, everybody says don't plant your flowers till Mother's Day. Plant them when you get home today.
Am I getting tomatoes this year?
Yeah, no trips this summer, so yes, the tomato plant factory is back in business this year.
Patch's tomatoes are second to none. All right, let's check in with Bradley Warren.
Hey, guys, Dennis is making a great point. The sun is out, and I'm working on my sunburn just like, yes, go. Oh, yeah, I love it here. But you see right here, we've got thousands of people getting ready to go out and celebrate the Bloomsday fun. It's been absolutely electric here as the beach balls are going back and forth. But yeah, everyone in a great mood right now, of course, as the sun is out. This is obviously not what we're used to for Bloomsday. This is going to be a warm one and a hot one, so stay hydrated, wear that sunscreen, and I mean, look at that. You see the smiling faces, the signs up there, hello, hello. And we've seen so many Team Tim shirts here as the next group is underway. And real quickly, before we send it back to you, buddy, take a look at this. Buddy behind the camera, look how many people still need to go. We've still got a couple hundred people, I don't know, maybe a couple thousand people still waiting to participate in Bloomsday. Here at the start line, I'm Bradley Warren, NonStop Local.
All right, Bradley, we appreciate it and appreciate all our crews. And we do want to mention all of our production crews behind the scenes. They got to work at 3:30 to set up all this technology so you could stay at home and enjoy it. We have the best crew in the business. They're always great to be around, embrace change, things that come up live. So we appreciate all our crew. A lot of planning goes into this. So just for me, for our entire crew, and always love working with
Well, I appreciate that. Once the race starts, we throw the scripts out. We don't use scripts. We just keep going, and that's how great it is all around the course. Sean, I've been watching people go by, and I've seen this a lot, and there's a lot of pep in this step. I think the 50th anniversary has something to do with the energy here today.
It does feel different. I think people understand it's a milestone, not just for a road race, because there are road races all over the globe, but for this city.
Yep.
And the way the city has gelled around it and become cohesive around it from very early on, it could have faded away. The city said, no, we're going to embrace this. This is ours. This is unique. This is what we're going to do. They've done that. Volunteers, the city embrace it, the perennials. There are so many stories and so many tentacles of stories, and that's what makes this fantastic. I wake up on Bloomsday. I'm excited. I come down because everybody is in a great mood.
I get excited anytime I drive past the statues.
Oh, yeah.
Or see them. I mean, the symbol.
It's history.
Yes, because what it means to the city and what it has meant. And it really is. And I don't know who said it earlier today, but I'm going to echo it. It's the kickoff. Summer's here. winter is over.
I have always felt that when you turn to May and then you have Bloomsday, then you're there. You're coasting towards summer.
Yeah.
We have just about a minute left, Dennis. Reed Buchanan, Cassie Parker. What stood out?
Well, the domination of Cassie.
Right.
And the screw it, I'm not going to lose this time of Reed Buchanan.
Gotta love that for him.
Yeah. I mean, he came so close and thought, when he was driving home after finishing second, I'm never going to win this race again. Well, he did, and he waited for the best day he could have to win it on 50.
All right. Always great to work with you, Dennis. It's an honor and a privilege, and for all of you to let us into your home. We're going to leave you with live images of Bloomsday 2026. Thanks for being with us on SWX and NonStop Local streaming. I'm Sean Owsley. For all our crew at NonStop Local, have a great day and welcome to the official kickoff of spring.